Ladies and gentlemen, this is Ethan McKinley's Questionable. Tonight's guest is probably the most talented man I ever know. He has made it, and he's got nothing but the sky to reach for. In fact, he's gone past the sky. His name's Reuben Kaye. I've known him for... How long have I known you, Reuben? Just jump in any time.
Oh,
I'm drowning. I'm drowning.
Already it started so well. It's Catherine Hepburn. She's here already. I have known Ethan for about 4 years.
Is it 4 years?
4 years.
Really?
4 years.
My last recollection of you was at that antiques fair, and we were like doing pirouettes, and you were like carrying me. And we were doing like the Patrick Swayze and Jennifer Grey thing, pre-nose job.
Fantastic. Yeah.
Not
Like pre-nose job.
Yeah.
Oh, my nose job.
No,
your nose job.
Jennifer Grey had a nose job.
No, Jennifer Grey, not your nose job. Oh, that's awkward.
So I couldn't get any work after mine.
Yeah, but that's not about the nose job. That's about talent. But no, that was fantastic. That's how I put my back out lifting you.
Oh, was that then?
Yeah.
That wasn't that long ago. That was like 2 years ago.
I know, but then you lost the weight because you didn't want to be a character actor.
I had 2 ribs taken out.
I know. I remember.
I was doing all right.
That was a good meal.
As well as the nose jobs.
As well as the nose. Well, the ribs were in his nose.
Because my face was in danger of actually falling in on itself.
Yeah.
We had to take 2 ribs out.
Yeah.
It was like the prow of a ship.
Ethan suffers after the surgery. He suffers shallow face. His cheeks are like the front of a spoon.
Apart from his personality, now his face is shallow as well.
Yeah.
Oh well.
So can I ask you?
Ask me.
What am I? Oh, I get. I don't know. Do I look at you or do I look at the camera?
You can look at me.
Yeah, but
it's
the
at
camera's
an angle, so it's kind of like
the camera's giving me more warmth at the moment than
Not surprising, really.
you are.
Lots of people
camera
say
number
that.
2.
Is it?
Camera number 2?
No, I don't give a shit. Ethan, why have you brought me here?
I brought you here, Reuben, because you're the most interesting. Well, let's not go too far.
Let's not go too
I'm
far.
going to pull that back in.
Yeah,
You're the most interesting.
He's never said
people
that
I know.
before.
And you're the most entertaining. I often find a kinship with you because we tell a lot of politically incorrect jokes, but never. Well, you do now on stage, of course. You've made it into, it's
my
a successful career, of course.
Yeah, my chosen profession.
In ways that I perhaps haven't.
No, you have.
So,
you have.
Oh, look at
yeah,
this.
but the problem is you've
this charming affection he has for me.
Well, I do have a lot of charming affection for you. What have you just done?
Just hit the table.
Why have you
Sorry,
hit the
listeners.
Oh God, I'm so sorry. That was, by the way, that lovely chiding voice is the very gorgeous Alex, who's sitting to Ethan's right.
Yes.
If you can't see her, she's not
actually
being
in breach of
filmed.
contract, Reuben, because she's not allowed to speak unless it's to say something really helpful.
What
or
does she
nice.
mean? Like your Helen Keller?
She kind
your
of is,
Helen
yeah.
Keller helper.
She just sits in the corner going.
Look, we brought her out of the air ducts and we've given her a bucket of fish heads. Look, if you could see her, by the way, viewers and listeners, she is utterly gorgeous.
She's in the wide angle shot, but she's actually blocking both of our vision.
Ethan, the only thing blocking the view of her is your ego and your old nose.
Even my ego can't be seen behind her giant head.
Oh, it is a beautiful head,
it is.
Ladies and gentlemen.
Thank you, Reuben.
She's stunning, and she has infinite patience to deal with this autistic.
Yeah,
you could paint it green and win the village fate.
That was actually quite good.
For those listening on iTunes who aren't watching the show on YouTube, Alex has a massive head.
Can I just say?
I actually don't.
She doesn't. But it is one of Ethan's favourite jokes, considering his head is actually like a garbanzo bean on a neck compared to his giant body.
If you took Alex to a bukkake party, you could just keep inviting guests. There'd be no cut-off point. You could put an open-ended invitation on Facebook, and the party would go on for days, and we'd still not get full coverage.
Goodness me.
It's like, partly also because he runs out of new jokes, so he likes to recycle this one over.
The enormous head joke. It works
again.
every time.
Yeah.
It just does.
Yeah.
So, no, I just find you a likeable, charming, and interesting person. I've tried on several occasions, viewers, to make an attempt to work with Reuben, and he just wants to do his own thing, apparently.
Well, shockingly, he doesn't want to work with the.
He doesn't want me tainting his brand.
I just feel like
this is serious, Reuben, by the way.
When I'm on a trajectory upwards, I don't think it's wise to then go down.
Have you not heard the story of Icarus? Have you?
But Icarus got to a height first. I haven't gotten to where I want to be before I can then start my descent. When I want to start my descent, I'll call you.
We'll call the show Wax Wings.
Yeah. Thank you, postgrads, who will laugh at that joke.
How would you describe yourself? You're an actor?
I'm an actor.
Singer?
I'm a singer. I'm a performer.
You are a performer.
I work a lot in. For those of you who are unaware of my oeuvre, I work a lot in burlesque and cabaret and variety.
I can tell he's real, by the way, because you pronounce cabaret without the T on the end, so you're legit.
I work in cabaret. No, a lot of people think it's I work in cabaret, like it's that German Kabarett kind of thing.
Yes, Alex.
Who thinks?
Oh, I apologise.
What do you? Oh, yes, you have to not hit the table. It's creating a bounce back. Why am I telling you this?
I don't know. I mean,
I'm the guest. I'm the
you would think
one
it would be
fucking
on
gin
though.
and tonic. One gin and tonic and muffins. The fat girl's equivalent to
You
suicide.
probably shouldn't eat those muffins during the show.
I'm not going to eat those muffins during the show. It looked like I've just rimmed a porpoise. Now, why a porpoise? Why am I single? Why are you? We all know why
Well,
you're
it's a-
single.
it's-
He's
you-
hung like a bee.
Well, you're a purveyor of the homosexual lifestyle, so being single at all times is, I guess, a good thing, right?
Thanks for just outing me to the 4 people who are going to watch this.
Two of your friends and 2 of my friends.
No,
Well,
just
Alex is here, so that's
Us 3 and Alex's father.
What did they say about me? He's getting all red in the face. Beetroot red and farmer-like with his eyebrows on his cheeks.
We could paint it green and win the county fair. No. See, that was me who said that time, so he can come after me. I said you were gorgeous. I'm an ally here on
Oh.
your
You are
side.
very
Alex.
attractive, Alex, I have to say.
Yeah.
Okay.
You are. No, you are. You're not.
All right, let's not lay it on too thick.
Yeah, I know.
She can see how insincere you are, Ethan.
Yeah.
I noticed from your accent you sound vaguely Australian or
I
New
am.
Zealand.
No, I'm Australian.
Oh.
This is my mother and father are immigrants to Australia. Mum's German, Dad's Russian. Mum is a filmmaker. She was a ballet dancer and an actress. She was in Ned Kelly with Mick Jagger, the recently bereaved Mick Jagger. So for those of you who are watching at home, that was not a technical fuck up. What it was in essence a way for Alex to display her editing chops as she edits gorgeous photos of me, because it's like a before and after. So I have been called here. I'm looking directly into the camera now because you two seem to be ignoring me.
My soul left my body 10 minutes ago.
You have a soul.
Yeah.
You have a
I used
body?
to, yes.
You have a body?
Look at this.
Oh God, no! It's like just a bowl of Quaker's Oats that's been slopped onto a mannequin. They have asked me here because they wanted an insight to my character and what I do. So what I've done, if I can, I'm going to move this so you can see. I brought all of my makeups. There's all my makeup, and this is what I call my suitcase of faggotry. And I'm going to attempt to do my makeup here so you can kind of see the transformation from this butch exterior. Thank you. And see how I just create the transformation.
Magic.
Yeah.
That is.
Yeah.
Just
The
move
magic.
you off your
magic what?
earphone wire.
Oh,
in case-
yes, thank you, Ethan. See, Ethan's just as good as a lesbian, and he's got just as much facial hair. No, that's. By the way, please don't come after me. Please don't. That's not.
Come before me.
All right. So, shall I get started, and you can ask me some questions, and I'll start painting.
Sure, let's ask you
So,
some questions.
what do you
Wade.
actually do? That's
Okay,
people
so
who don't know.
I'm a cabaret performer. So a lot of that is comedy, stories, songs, audience involvement. But also I work as an MC, a compere, a host, a conferencier if you're in Berlin, or if you're just a pretentious wanker like me. And I open the show. Excuse me, I've got terrible wind. I open the show like a cabaret or a burlesque show with a number. I get the audience involved.
Number one.
And yeah. Number 1, 38, Ethan's age. And then I BC. And then I introduce all the acts. It's a very kind of cliched ringmaster role that I really enjoy doing, because it's very grandiose. It's very high energy, and it allows
it's very
me.
you as well, isn't it?
Yeah, it allows.
that's-
Sorry, go on.
I don't know. I always think you'd seem to struggle in acting parts because the real you wants to come out, and you have to kind of like push all that down and stifle it. And you're always at odds, I'm sure, with some of the productions you're in. You're like, I want to be Reuben.
Yeah.
Whereas this, you can be kind of
Even
an
when I
enhanced
was
version of you.
I was in Evita, and I played Magaldi, Anton Magaldi, who is kind of an outrageous cabaret singer who comes in and gets all the laughs, and then the rest of the show is Eva Peron being a fascist and then dying of cancer. So not many laughs there. Well, you weren't in the production I was in.
Cancer, not a lot of laughs. New musical coming to the West End.
Harry Hill's doing it with Ben Elton.
I can't live.
That's genius. Yeah, I had to, even then when I was being basically myself, with a mustache because that way they said the mustache will help make you look straight. No, it makes me look gayer. It's like a landing strip on my face for twinks. If you don't know what a twink is, just Google it. Now, so yes, you're right. It is very me. It's very me. We can fix that one in post. Yeah.
Well, in the sense you're not hiding behind a character of sorts, you're kind of being an enhanced version of you.
Mm-hmm.
And also, you're writing your own script, so you're not bound by anyone's kind of expectations of what you should be and how you should be.
Yeah. And also, I get to sing songs that I have created versions of or written myself. So for me, they're very personal, and for me, they're very attuned to my vocal range and also my performance style. And sorry, Ethan just stroking down his side. I was just so distracted by it because really, I thought you were just trying to pull back your face so the wrinkles didn't show.
I'm just running ice cubes down my neck for those that can't actually see this.
It's like the old woman in Brazil when her face is just getting pulled. So I'm going to start doing my makeup. To start off, we use a MAC Prep and Prime to fill in all of the lines of my face. If Ethan uses
that bottle's not big enough.
Says you who'd have to apply it with a fucking trowel and a street team at midnight. All right. So yeah,
Your mother was an actress, you were saying earlier.
Yep,
and you're from Australia. Your dad's Russian.
Dad's Russian. Dad's a painter dad's a painter and a sculptor. My
sorry,
mother.
Huh?
Oh yeah, good. And my mother was a dancer with the Borovansky, and then she had an accident and she fell through a plate glass window. Oh. And it sliced into her legs, and of course
during a performance.
No.
Okay.
She wasn't even Spider-Man Turn Off the Dark, was she?
Yeah, that's what she was doing. My mother.
I was the Green Goblin, but my career was over now.
She fell through a plate glass window. It sliced into her legs. She couldn't dance anymore. So she said, "I want to be an actress." And she was in a film. She was in Ned Kelly with Mick Jagger, and I think she saw a couple of her performances and went, "Ooh, I'm rubbish at this," and decided I want to be a filmmaker.
I feel her pain.
And now she's a very successful. She just won the contribution to the Australian Film Industry Award.
Wow, really?
She
Tesco commercial.
Yeah, it was. It was great. Every little helps. And my father is my father was born in Paris. His family fled Stalinist Russia and post-war Poland.
Okay.
How old is your father?
They're both. They were born in 48.
Oh, okay.
Actually, was Stalin around then?
Whenever people
flee
Nazi Germany or Stalinist Russia, I always think they must be like really old.
They could have been children when they were.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
It does work.
Yeah.
Keep going.
I mean, look at you, Ethan.
I was there.
Not quite
I
Nazi,
know.
Not quite Nazi.
I was in the Somme.
Yeah.
So
Please.
my helmet had the spike on the inside.
Yeah. That was a comedy gold moment there, Ethan. You should keep that one to yourself. All right. And then now the primer has had time to absorb into my skin. I take a grease paint.
I see.
This is a Krylon paint stick. I don't know if this is meant to be a makeup tutorial, but that's what it's turning
Charles
into.
Fox.
Look, they have these at Charles Fox. They have these all over the place.
Did your parents want you to go into sort of performing arts?
Not at all.
See, that's what we're finding. That seems to be a pattern.
If you have artistic parents,
they say stay away from it.
Yeah, because they know I don't want my kids to be in the performing arts. Yeah. I want them to be able to look after me in my old age. My mum was like, "You need to have enough money to afford a nice care home for me, so I don't have to shit in a bag."
Yeah, but if you become wildly successful, which I'm sure you will.
Yeah, but the odds are against me on that one. The odds are against any performer becoming successful. But just because I have a modicum right now, a financial semi-stability.
Why didn't they tell me that at the drama school application day?
Because they wanted your
money.
money.
I mean, it's just because it's something that everyone kind of wants to do because it's enjoyable and.
But no, it's just because to get it, success in the arts is not necessarily reliant on talent and work.
Yeah. It's how long you're around before people notice you.
Well, no, I mean you've been around ages and no one's noticed you.
He's right.
This is a good point.
I have to look in a mirror while I do this.
Yeah,
otherwise
go
I'll
ahead.
just, so basically, I just slather my Proc and Prache in this, and it just covers up everything except my shame.
For those listening to this, you'll just have to imagine.
Oh, yeah. Oh, are there people just listening and just not being able to see, actually?
Well,
Yeah,
yes,
this
because
is
we're
why
on
we keep
iTunes.
talking.
I think
Oh,
the
right,
the
I
predominant
see.
our 7 listeners will most likely listen to this audio-wise.
Oh.
So you'll have
I
to
don't know, I think
imagine a
it's-
sandy-coloured
I think people
Yeah,
more and
yeah,
more
that's
are
right.
kind
watching.
of
So I actually...
Christopher Reeve with dysentery-looking dude.
Yep.
Applying white face.
God, I've had so
I
many... So yeah, it's quite a yellow colour.
I think more and
this
more
colour.
people watch, to be honest, because it's more people like having the. Yeah. Of
It
course.
is quite a yellow
Yeah, that.
colour because I highlight a lot in white, and in clown. It's a thing called clown white, and just to give it supports the.
The thing you're using now is clown white?
No. That is acrylic paint stick.
So this is your base we're putting on.
a little base. Yeah, it's a little bit of base, and then I've got clown white here. I don't know. You can see there's like a whole bunch of shit I've got to put on my face. Okay, and then I take a clown white, and if you can see,
What kind of a clown are you, Reuben? The crying on the inside kind? or-
yeah, definitely. It's like the Smokey Robinson boom, 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 ba-ba-dum, boom, 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 boom thing. Go on.
So how did you? Then your parents didn't encourage it, but you
No,
did it
well,
anyway,
no, they didn't
or-
encourage it. I mean,
they
they,
didn't-
they knew I was a very, very theatrical child.
Do you have brothers
Say
and sisters? Do you have
fabulous.
siblings?
Yeah, fabulous. I was a fabulous. Actually, one second. I'll turn my phone on and I can show you what a fabulous child I was.
Do you have siblings?
Yeah, I've
Yeah.
got one blood brother,
Okay.
one genetic brother. He was an opera singer,
Oh wow. Okay.
and now he's an agent for opera singers, so he's gone into the financial side of the arts.
Okay.
I've got a lot of step sisters,
Okay.
a lot of whom are very artistic as well.
Yeah.
What is step? Your mum or your dad being busy, or is that just extended family through marriage and...
No. My parents divorced when I was 8 or something, and they both met and are still with people who've had 2 marriages prior.
Ooh.
So from each of those marriages, there are children. So when I was younger, can you hear me in this?
Yeah.
Good.
It's fine.
When I was younger, because it was just me, my equally fabulous brother, and my mum and my dad and my grandmother, because a lot of my grandparents kind of died or
They do that.
They do that. They've got this habit. Because they died before I was born, I just had quite a small family. And in Australia, because of course we were children of immigrants, we didn't have in Australia, it's a lot of, I've got my cousins, we've got hundreds of cousins and brothers and sisters and my aunt and all that kind of stuff. And I didn't have any of that. I didn't have any of that. So I really wanted a big family, because it was something that everyone else seemed to have. And, as a child, when you're a fabulous child in Australia, you don't sort of fit in. And so you don't have a lot of, a big social circle either. Right. So when you see all that, and it's something that you don't have, and furthermore, you don't have any kind of understanding of, you really kind of want it. You really kind of crave that, because a lot of the time you're spending on your own. I mean, it's also like my dad read Les Mis to me as a bedtime story. That's
long?
Oh yeah, it took us about a month.
Page 1100.
Yeah,
Can you stop this,
1100.
please?
I'm like, we're still on the fucking bishop. Can we please calm the fuck down? So yeah, it was a very and also an Eastern European family. So my father's Russian, and he really likes cutlets and gherkins, and he taught me how to. I remember one of my vivid memories is of
Fillet
him.
a buffalo in 2 seconds.
Yeah, he. One of my vivid memories as a child is watching him gut a rabbit on the kitchen counter.
That was nice of him.
It was lovely. So it was a bit. It's a bit weird when you go to school and your lunchbox is, if your dad made it, garlic sausage and herring, or if my mum was there, mum said, "I'm not making your fucking lunch. You make it. You want to eat."
Reuben, you'll have to go and make your own lunch.
But it was a kind of family where, if we didn't finish the food on our plate, it'd be like, your grandparents didn't live through Auschwitz, so you could leave food on your plate. Which is, it'll fuck a kid up, that kind of stuff. But it gives you a really great sense of perspective as an 8-year-old. One sec. So just to show you what a fabulous child I was.
Well, if you go into Facebook on that computer, you might be able to...
Well,
anyway, but
there, can you see that?
Wait, I'll cut to...
Is that you?
That's me at 8.
Wait, also, if you send this to me, I'll just cut it in anyway.
What are you wearing?
Yeah. I am. One second. I'll have to turn my phone off airplane mode because I didn't want it to ring during
Well,
the
you can
podcast.
just send it to me later, and if we remember.
I'm just going to
I might
text
be
it to you
doing
now.
Yeah, okay.
I'm just going to text
You
it to
can't
you
get a signal in here. The building's too.
I've got
too
service.
many
Well,
floors.
Oh, yeah.
I
What
can
network are you on?
3. I'm on Vodafone.
So you had this longing as a child to have this large extended family. Is that how it manifested in terms of performance, wanting to be part of like a theatrical group? I mean, how did that come
Yeah.
up? And how old were you?
When I became part of a theatrical.
What age are we at now in the Anakin Skywalker-esque Star
I know,
Wars
isn't it? Yeah.
prequel saga of Reuben?
Look, let's say about. Well, this is me. I would say about 8 in an outfit my dad put together. No, my mum put together, and my father photographed. But they both wanted me. Mum was very clear because Mum's very pragmatic about this stuff. She said she wanted me to be an accountant or a funeral home director or a plumber because people will always
Give us
die.
a job.
They'll always die and need someone to do their taxes.
Yeah.
She's very realistic about all this stuff. So, and of course,
She told you this at age 7?
Wow.
I mean, okay, so here's a great one. I don't know what do I have a language barrier on this show? No.
No.
Great. When I was very young, I would say I was still in kindergarten. So for me, that's 7. No, I was about 3 and Mum was at a dinner party, having a dinner party at her house. And I, of course, was up because I never went to bed. I was one of those kids who's like, oh, I don't want to go to bed. I'm not tired. So it'd be like 2 a.m. and I'd still be up. And Mum would be like, I really just need a cigarette and let you go to bed. That would never happen. She taught me a joke to say at the dinner table. And I remember that I said this joke and it killed. I mean, like everyone. And I was like, this is amazing. The next day I went to kindergarten for show and tell and I repeated the joke. And I had to change kindergartens the next week.
What was the
Go
joke?
on, the joke. Tell
Okay,
us.
so
You've got
here's
to
the
tell us
joke.
now.
Why do they call it a smear test?
Your mother taught you this?
Yeah. Why do they call it a smear test?
3.
Why?
If they called it a cunt scrape, no one would go. Which is a great joke. And especially it's a genius joke for a 3-year-old to have in its armory.
Yes.
You know, like it's going to be great for everything from christenings to, stillbirths.
Did you even understand it?
No,
No,
I just
obviously.
knew that it killed. I just
Yeah.
knew that it was
The
the attention.
It's
And it
always
was like,
great,
oh my
yeah.
God, everyone loves me when I tell this joke. So kindergarten, it'll be the best show and tell ever. So then I'm taking a lighter Krylon paint stick that's not
Is this
quite...
part of the joke?
No. Yes, this is part of the joke. This is part
It's
of...
all part of the one big joke.
Yeah. And then I'm just literally just whacking it on my face, whacking it around the edges of the clown white to further add shading and dimension. On my lips to take my lip sacks, I'm going to paint over them.
I can see you in
Whack it
greater
on my
relief
chin.
now, Reuben.
You can see me in greater, like a bas relief.
Yes.
Is that what it's
Exactly.
called?
Yeah.
Bar or bass?
Bas.
A bas relief, the thing they do on cathedrals.
Yeah,
Bas relief is that fish that you buy from like those junk shops that goes, I ain't nobody, and then he sings and like his head comes off the wood.
You're a lonely man, aren't you,
I
Ethan?
used to be, but now I've got you.
Oh, wonderful. Goodness me, I feel like I'm the one consenting Fritzl kid.
Do you think?
Do you know what I always thought? I always thought if the Fritzl kids wanted to get into the music industry and start a band, they'd have the best name. They could call themselves the Family Von Trapped.
But this generation's handsome.
But they call them Ransom.
Luck. Luck. So you're 7, you're telling jokes.
Yeah,
Your
loving
mum's
myself.
like
but
getting
like
you into
also
trouble at
like
school.
yeah,
You're
but also
ejected
like
from the kindergarten.
Yep, and by the way, watching a lot of West Side Story and Marx Brothers films, and doing a lot of mum.
What kind of films did Mark's brother have?
You're an
Oh
idiot.
dear.
You're actually like I'm
Oh,
possibly
For a second, I was thinking that. I thought Mark's brother. Who's Mark's? That is
Marx Brothers. The Marx Brothers. The 4. Anyone who doesn't know that, Google
Oh, you
it.
should go over to
Yeah,
Mark's
wow.
Brothers. He's got some crazy
Yeah, it's
films.
got some fucking great films. And now I'm taking in a contour. This is actually technically meant to be a liquid eyeliner, but
Alright.
I left my my painted contour thing in Nottingham, and I had to get to Belgium in 6 hours or something from Nottingham. So I had to jump into the Mac shop at what do you call it?
Airport.
No, Pancras, because I was taking the Eurostar,
Oh, right, okay.
and just go. Drag queen emergency. And of course that was like, they dropped the brushes. They were serving like a plain girl. They went, get the fuck out of my way. I have to help a drag queen. So, and because so I'm actually painting for TV. So I've actually done this too dark.
That's fine.
No, it's good.
Oh, well, you just wait. Another step and I could
It's going to show up on camera, viewers. If you'd like to go to...
God, any darker I could be impressious.
On YouTube, you'll see Reuben.
Oh, is this going to be on YouTube?
Yeah.
It is.
I've just bashed the microphone.
It's
I'm
okay.
so sorry.
That's
No.
all right.
So yeah, you contour at the top as well to like make sure that the front
Hide the receiver.
pots. Oh please, pot kettle balding. I've just, ladies and gentlemen, I don't know if anyone knows, I've just plucked Ethan's grey hair.
It's a pube.
It's a pube.
It's back hair.
It came out of my tooth. It came out of my teeth. You can see that. They said I get a staff meal. I didn't know what they meant.
It's high in fibre.
High in fibre. That's not. It was the wrong end then.
He's doing the other cheek.
Now I'm doing the other cheek.
This is amazing. So tell us more. What happened after you told the joke? You were ejected from
I was
kindergarten.
ejected from kindergarten.
You were looking at Mark's mate's.
I was the only person who's expelled from kindergarten that I know of, and I think that's quite an achievement.
Rarefied atmosphere.
Yeah.
I mean, were you...
What's that from? That's a lyric, isn't it?
Were
A
you-
rarefied atmosphere.
Rarefied air, I think, is the turn of phrase. But yeah.
Rarefied as well as artisan.
Were
Oh,
you,
it's
were
not.
you, so were you involved in like a lot of theatre
In school?
in school and so on?
Oh yeah, I
Yeah.
was definitely. But
so do you
I
think
was.
your parents knew all along, really, that was the way it was heading?
Oh my God, they
They knew all along.
Okay, so here's a great story. When I was about 8, this is all like 8. I don't know why this comes up, but like 8 or 9ish, we had a cat called Blossom. Parents named it, not me. I wanted to name it Norma, and the cat got run over, got hit by a car. 1 second, something's going on.
Alex has some technical issue.
Oh, go.
Okay.
Where?
What?
We've got to get the.
Well, we can stop and record
No,
and
no,
edit.
you
No, it's
you
fine.
keep
You keep
going.
talking. The
Oh.
audio's
Yeah,
fine.
well,
I need to plug the
filming
computer in.
Yeah.
Hang on, viewers.
Okay, 1 second. So I was about 8 or 9. Our cat Blossom got run over, and when you're a parent and you have children, young children,
Yeah.
and the pet dies, the thing you do is, of course, you have like a funeral for the pet, so that the child gets this sense of like mortality and
Yeah.
closure and all that kind of bullshit. Instead of just saying like, oh, the Koreans took it next door. Cut that out, that's racist. There's a difference between having a joke and actually just being racist, and because I'm Australian, I have to tread that line very carefully. But so we had the funeral, and I, of course, did the eulogy.
Okay.
The fact that I wanted to do a eulogy at my cat's funeral already says something, doesn't it? And I got up there, and like completely deadpan, I delivered this as the eulogy. I just stood there and read out. I did a reading, and the reading was, "Life is a mystery. We all must stand alone. I hear you call my name, and it feels like home." It was Madonna's like a, and I. And at that point, I think my parents really just went, she's going to be fine, you know? So that's kind of the contour of the face.
So did you come out at some point? I'm assuming they weren't that surprised.
No, they weren't. I did this, of course, because I'm such like a black and white movie buff. All those tortured like gay films, those coded films of the Hays Code.
Chicken Hawk videos.
Yeah. Chicken Hawk videos. Google it, ladies and gentlemen. You'll see that was actually quite a great joke. So then now I'm powdering to set it out. I'm going to take the headphones off for this. When I had to come out. I kind of put myself through this tortured process of, will they like me? Will they love me? Will they accept me? Blah, 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 blah. And of course, my mother is the most pragmatic kind of don't give a shit person. And when I couldn't do it. I was torturing myself in my bedroom, and I was thinking, she's going to hate me, she's going to hate me, she's going to reject me, it's going to be terrible. It'll be like, oh, she'll go crazy, like Joan Crawford, no wire hangers kind of moment. Mummy dearest, I buy you dresses. And I went into her bedroom and kind of did this, oh, Mum, I have something to tell you, and I'm gay. And she just went, Reuben, it is 12:30 at night. Go to bed, I'll buy you condoms in the morning. And then the next day...
How old are you at this point?
That was 13, 14. So quite, I guess, young to come out. Maybe, I guess.
Why would you come out then?
Because
you
I knew.
know, yeah.
You know, because
You
you
usually
know,
wait until you kind of like.
I'm not like you, Ethan. I don't just stay in the closet
I
and
was
we're
22
fabulous.
when I came out. What do you want from me, Reuben?
God, 40 years ago. So I just have to.
I'm 48.
I'm 48. So I now just have to let all of this powder just absorb all the moisture from the grease paint
Pools
that I've
of
just
grease on his head.
put on my face to cover up everything. And you can see like how wet all this stuff is if you look in.
I'm wet right now, just looking at it.
Oh God, that is such an upsetting thought, Ethan. It's like someone just put too much liquid on a bread and butter pudding. You can wring out the brioche.
My sphincter just prolapsed like a windsock. It's ready.
Oh, wonderful. Viewers, get ready. This is where the fun begins. And now I take a smaller brush and I just dust all that off. So where are we up to now? Oh, and my stepdad, I told him, and he just went, I'd kind of guessed. Somewhere between Cats and you doing the last act of Tosca, something, a switch was pulled.
What about Dad? Did he ever get told? Or did he just split when you're 8?
No, Dad knew. Dad was great about it. There was a slight misunderstanding, I think, when I told him, because his reaction was, oh, you'll just miss out on the fun of having children. On fatherhood, and it kind of, I guess I took that a bit of in a negative way, because one of the things I really do want at some point is children. So maybe a few years ago we were just walking past some houses and I went, oh, that's a great house, and he was like, it is a beautiful house. I mean, I could really see raising a family in that house. And he was like, it was like a revelation. It was like, you want a family? I was like, yes, Dad. Yeah. I don't just want to live on ketamine and semen and trucker meth. I want kids at some point, after the trucker meth. So you can see I totally over-contoured here. It looks like I've just had someone crap on my face.
On camera it looks okay.
Does it?
Yeah.
I'm going to try and paint some of it out. It's not going to work at all.
Reuben, it's fine.
So I guess he just wasn't, because he's of a different generation or whatever, I guess he just wasn't. It just didn't even occur to him that you might want a family.
I think so.
Yeah.
But then again, they're artists, and I was surrounded by kind of gay guys and very familiar. And Mum just said.
But did they have families back then so much?
Did they have
Everyone
families?
had families back then. Families have been around.
Or do you mean?
did
She's talking about was it common for gay? I think it's always been common for gay people to have families. It's just not been public knowledge, because you don't go into, back then at least.
Well, back in the day, you'd marry a woman and have a kind of like bearded marriage of sorts.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah,
Look at you.
It would be like
Whereas now you can be Elton John, David Furnish.
Yeah.
Have some shit babies.
Oh, but I haven't even seen that child yet. But when it comes of age, I'm going to try and date it. That fucking thing is minted.
Yeah. How would you adopt, by the way, if you did that? Would you adopt
I don't.
a baby?
Can I just say? Do you know what?
Person?
I've been wrestling with this for quite some time, whether I would adopt or not. I mean,
well, what would the other way be?
Find a
have a
Where's
surrogate.
The fetus going to gestate?
Where's the
Reuben?
fetus going to gestate? I'm going to put it in the microwave on a low heat for 9 months. No, I want.
Oh, it exploded. Get another one.
About his understanding of the female reproductive system, approximately.
I know all about the female reproductive system.
Oh no, you don't. You don't.
Oh,
You don't.
I beg to differ.
I beg to differ, sir. So now I'm going to paint some features on my face because I've erased them, and so I think that I would. I'm still conflicted about this. My family is such a small family tree.
That you'd quite
It's
like
a bonsai.
It's a bonsai.
It's a gay bonsai tree.
Yeah. Well, like my parents survived, and we're really the last ones in our family through our direct line. My brother
you'd quite
and
like
I.
have a natural child.
Yeah, because I feel like my family is pretty extraordinary, and they went through a lot.
Yeah.
I had an aunt who was kind of thrown off the train to Auschwitz, got caught, survived it, and then made it to Melbourne. So
which was a fate worse than death.
Which was, I won't lie. Perhaps Auschwitz was slightly better than Melbourne. I know. Well, I came all this way. I can't even get a good bagel. But I feel like it would be unfortunate for it to end. But then again, the socially conscientious thing, isn't it? The socially conscientious thing to do is adopt.
Yeah.
Because there are so many children out there that need
Nobody
homes.
wants pre-made.
I know.
But then, straight couples don't feel like they have to adopt, usually.
I think that will probably come in the future.
I think that will be. I think that'll be.
But I mean, I don't know. I just think, I suppose I don't see there's any reason why, as a gay couple, you should feel more that you one had to adopt.
No. But I think it's because, in a way, like at some point, gays are slightly lazy, so it's easier.
What do you think of the politics surrounding that? The argument against like people going, "Oh, it can't be. It's like gay men can't raise a child, or two women can't raise a child."
That's silly.
Yeah, I just think that's ridiculous.
I'm playing devil's advocate.
No. I just think that's a fear-based reaction without understanding.
I just think there's so little value in it now. I mean, because so many people raise a child alone that I mean, if you have two parents.
But I'm just saying, like it's like saying two men are going to be a better mother than Courtney Love.
Yeah, exactly.
Let's have a think about that.
I just think there's an old school sensibility.
Oh yeah.
Having two men kissing or whatever, showing affection for a child, that'll turn the child weird and society will fall apart and blah.
No one will have children anymore.
But we live in this kind of like weird dichotomy where people like do everything secretly behind closed doors, and politicians tell you have to live in a certain way, but then they're all whips and chains and etc. Well, I'm sure Reuben knows a few of them actually.
No, I can't tell that story.
Can you tell the Jersey Boys story?
No, I can't tell the Jersey Boys story. I can't tell that story. How unfortunate. I'm not doing these eyebrows very well. I apologise. I have to draw them and not.
So did you start out then?
He went to NIDA, is that right?
I went to VCA, the Victorian College of the Arts. In Australia, it's WAPA, Western Australian Academy of Performing Arts. NIDA, the National Institute of Dramatic Art.
Hugh Jackman one.
WAPA is
that's a
Hugh Jackman. WAAPA, WAPA, is the Hugh Jackman. I'm not sure where Kate. I'm terrible. I don't know where these people went. I know that they went somewhere.
I think she's NIDA.
Is she?
Yeah.
Good on her. I think you might be right. Mel Gibson also went to NIDA, I'm sure.
Is that the RADA of Australia?
NIDA is kind of like the RADA. VCA is like the Lambda.
Right.
Okay.
I'm not doing very well here with these.
What's WAPA?
And when you came out of there, I mean, did you specialise there or not? Or
I did their musical theatre course.
Okay.
I wanted to be in musicals. Because I'm a homosexual. But even in the course, I was still the freak. It would be like, we had to do these segments where like, I don't, well, it was because everyone else was like, step, kick, turn. All I ever needed was the music and the mirror and the chance to dance for you. And I would do songs from things like Cops, the musical, which is like, that's why I'm dumping you, bitch. That's why I'm out the door. Or I'd want to do like Jacques Brel or like old Berlin cabaret songs like the Lavender Song. I had all this weird rep because my parents had raised me on this esoteric.
In the first place, so the place you're at now as a burlesque MC or performer.
Well, I was talking to my dad about this because I didn't really know my grandparents and was talking to him about it. And he said, well, your grandfather...
You weren't just being contrary just to the course. This was kind of...
Yeah, my grandfather was in the Jewish Bundestheater, which was like a Yiddish cabaret.
Hello,
welcome. And so the themes are kind of there already. It was all planted. I mean, of course, when I saw the movie Cabaret, I kind of went, that MC character's amazing. That's great. That kind of presenter, totally showbiz. No one's asked me. Bastards. If there are any casting, if Rufus Norris, if you're out there right now.
Well, this is the thing with you, I think. I don't know why you like the Willy Wonka thing as well, I've said. Like, there's so many things you'd be, like, amazing at, but, like, you'd never seem to get seen or considered for them. And it makes my blood boil, damn it. It really does.
I should have you in as my...
No, it does though, because you do meet lots of people who are like performing artists and stuff. And I went to like a musical theatre school.
Did you?
And like,
I didn't know that.
I don't know anyone as good as you.
Oh, that's very kind of you.
But not in terms of talent. You've just got this extra zing and this thing of you that shines through beyond the character you play, and probably to the detriment. Maybe that's the issue.
I think.
Actually, should we play one of Reuben's?
Just play one.
Is there one?
Yeah.
Is there one you like? What about the recent one that you just finished?
That's taken from. I'm the MC currently for a touring burlesque show called An Evening of Burlesque, which travels around theatres internationally and nationally in the UK.
What am I typing in? Reuben Kaye, what performance?
Reuben Kaye, Copacabana.
Yeah.
Her name was Lola. She was a showgirl with yellow feathers in her hair and a dress cut down to there. She would merengue and do the cha-cha. And while she tried to be a star, Tony always tended bar. Across the crowded floor, they worked from 8 till 4. They were young, they had each other. Who could ask for more? At the Cobra, Copacabana, the hardest spot north of Havana. At the Cobra.
Do they have problems? Do you ruin the show in a sense that you'll never get off the stage because it's just like,
It's
you
a
can
Reuben-
wait, I'm doing my thing.
It's the Reuben Kaye show. No, I'm
Fuck
booked. They booked me to do songs. Like they booked me to do my shtick as well as work.
But
the
do you have to be
show.
aware of like timings, or you're
Yes.
okay? And
No, I have to
Yeah,
be
yeah,
aware of
yeah.
timings.
Okay.
I have to, of course, be cognizant that it's a show, and they've paid to really come and see the guests, not just to see me.
Shall I go on a limb here and say, are you the best thing in the show?
No, I
Can
can't.
you you can't say that on the air, can you?
I can't say that.
Just grunt twice for yes.
I have a lot of fun. I have a lot of fun doing my job and the things I get
So
to.
yeah, you were just the MC for this.
Yeah.
Wow.
I get to. Yeah. So
You
I do the job that I wanted to, just not the show. That makes sense.
Yeah.
Which I think is nice.
Well, that's kind of better because apart from being the glue that holds the show together, you kind of get to do.
More than anyone else.
Yeah.
Because it's a good showcase, but also it's a very one of my real great kind of idols or inspirations is really kind of people like Kenneth Williams, who
How would you know about him in Australia? Was it the Carry On films or something else?
I didn't know of him in Australia. I found him out when I came here. I think I might have heard him on Radio 4 on something like Just a Minute and things like that,
Right.
and replays of that, because now my mother is always listens to Radio 4. I just loved the way he used language, and I thought, how do
his
you...
racontorial stuff when he
Yeah.
tells like long stories and things. Are really
But he makes them so... I was kind of thinking, how does he do that? How does he make them... And he said, well, I toured in the provinces. And I thought, you say the provinces. And I always wanted to really do that. Now I get to go to all these great places in London in England that I would never ever be able to get to. I get to go to Margate, the Isle of Wight, Yeovil, Whitstable, all these little places that I would never have the opportunity to go to.
Do you have to tailor a performance depending on where you go? Do you have to like pull shit bang? Go, oh, that didn't work.
Yep. Like you
I'm gonna act really bush.
well, no,
they're onto me.
I never act really butch because I can't. But also, there's I think it's people like the fact that it's they love that it's the outrageous.
unusual.
I mean, it's very kind of, there's this British thing of guys in makeup. There's Julian Clary, there's Eddie Izzard, there's dames in panto.
Theatricality
The
is just
theatricality
like,
is there, and also I get to be, it's lots and lots of fun. Oh, here's the part where I do the monologue, because Lola was written. So there's a rule with eyebrows that they should be sisters, not twins. And I have a feeling that these are not even related. Look at them, they're not. Like one's like a regular one, and this one's gone.
Doing fine, darling. Doing fine.
I'm doing fine. I'm trying, babes. I'm trying. This is why I didn't want to do my makeup, because once I'm on camera, it's like I can't. If I fuck it up, there's no redoing it.
But there's enough videos of you with your makeup looking amazing. You're gonna be fine. What are you worried about? Doing it right.
Oh yeah, I'm doing my little monologue.
The music. See Willy Wonka.
So. It's fun. It's good fun, that one.
Yeah.
What made you think of doing this in the first place?
Um,
Did you try stand-up first or anything?
Yeah, I did actually. I did a couple of stand-up nights, and it was good. But I wanted to be able to sing. Singing it's another skill, but it's a great communicator, and I could communicate some things in the song that I can't commute in words. Yeah, there.
Willy Wonka.
Willy Wonka. I'd love to be Willy Wonka.
You should be Willy Wonka.
I just don't. Yeah, I'd love to. That was such a fun gig. That was such a great gig. So now I've got eyebrows on, so I don't look like I've just come out of drag chemo.
Does the
That's good.
Thank you, darling.
do you have do you have a stage name? Or no,
my
you
stage
usually-
name is Reuben Kaye.
It's Reuben Kaye.
Well, my real name
Oh,
is
really?
Ruby K.
Reuben Krum, Krum,
Okay.
which is a German word, and it actually means bent or crooked, which I think is fitting for these
Why
eyebrows.
did you
Hilarious.
switch to K or not Krum?
Because Krum in print I didn't think looked, right. And also one of my big inspirations is Danny Kaye, who's a fantastic
Secret Life of Walter Mitty. the
Secret Life
original
of
version.
Walter Mitty, the original version, or even if you're a real buff, The Court Jester.
Oh yes. Someone had that on. Was that? I think Saskia had that on DVD. One of our friends.
Yeah, not anymore.
Yeah, she sold the DVD.
No, she hates you.
This is true.
Ethan can't keep a female friend. He's very charming.
That's why I've got you,
For about
Reuben,
5 minutes.
for all time.
Yeah, because I don't have a real pussy. I have a boy pussy. And that means I'm immune to your charm.
Waiting for Godot with sex scenes. It's going to open in the West End very shortly.
Waiting for anal.
Um,
I'm not a fan of those eyebrows, but we can just live with it, can't we, girls
What's
and boys?
what? Oh, yours. Sorry.
No, I'm not a fan of your eyebrows either.
no, they're terrible.
So far in the saga of Reuben, you've told both your dads you
mean-
were gay. You've told your mum you were gay.
And my mum's, both
You've
my
moved
mums.
on a
Thought
little
about
bit from
adopting
that.
age 13.
We've moved
You're
on,
gonna
we're
go
going
to
through-
NIDA.
Oh no, I went to VCA. I got accepted and went into VCA.
VCR.
VCA, and in Australia, this is something they don't really do in the UK.
Well, they actually teach acting and don't fill up the course with bullshit and filler.
I didn't say that, but
Well, I did.
um,
Rubbish, everyone. Pull your fingers out. Drama
Aren't you-
schools.
the sorry, I had to clean a
I thought
brush
they were your
on the
eyelashes then.
carpet. What was I about to say? Yes, every year in a drama school in Australia, they cull. They just pull a rifle out and no, they cut people from the year.
Yeah, that happens.
So you lose about 10 people a year.
Yeah.
So we started with 30 in our course, and our last year was I think 12, and I got through each time. But at the end of year assessment, they basically said
you only just scraped it.
they said we wanted to throw you out within 4 weeks, first 4 weeks, because you're not. They said you're not musical theatre. They said something very similar. They said there's no qualm about my abilities. Yeah, they said you could do it, but they said it's just like you don't fit. Like you're not going to be
They can't mold you into their image, basically, and they
something
hate that.
something like they didn't hate it. They just went. You just have to be aware that you're going to be treading a difficult path, because they said you will be funny act one man, crazy man who can have the audience impro indulging moment, but you won't ever be in the chorus. You won't ever kind of be a romantic lead. And I'm like, that's fine with me.
Even so, why? Because you can't take orders when you're doing rehearsals?
No, because I don't act straight. By straight, I mean not. I don't mean gay. I mean I don't act straight as in like it's not. I'm not a straight man. I'm not going to be the. But I love you, Christine.
Yeah.
Kind of
But
guy.
you could, but then you look at the hair and go, I do.
But I love you, Christine.
You break the fourth wall every time, wouldn't you?
Yeah, the fourth wall is just a non-existent
knowing.
thing.
Which I like.
Yeah.
That's
Yeah,
good. That
knowing
should happen
that's
more.
what the Times said. They called me beautiful, hilarious, knowing, and wicked, something
Really?
like
Did
that.
you send it to the
brilliant.
drama school? Like, look at this.
Yeah.
And printed on A3.
Yeah.
Get a screenshot of it and we'll put it up during.
No,
we'll
I
put
just
up
had
something.
it printed on toilet paper and sent it to everyone who never cast me in anything. So at the moment, so that happened, and then I just sort of did a lot of one-man shows in cabarets in Australia. These producers took me on tour with a one-man show, and they toured me around the country to all the festivals. And then I did the whole doing the comedy festival in Melbourne, which is one of the world's biggest comedy festivals.
Which is what the kind of MCing thing you do.
No, I did solo shows. Because
No, of course, but
back
with
then
you were doing that when I first met you. I think I
Yeah.
was like, how do you do an hour, 2-hour show?
I just fucking crap on. It's you get a show, you get a conceit that you want to explore. Like I did a show called Reuben Kaye's Naughty Show, where the aim was to explore the idea that the dirtiest word anyone can use is offended. because offence is not taking offence to something is not an actual. It's not a thing. It's not a real thing. If someone says that's offensive, you just go, no, because that's not an emotion.
No.
Has it
It's a way
made
of
you
controlling
anger?
the thought and shutting you down, isn't it? It's
Well, I think
form of
so.
censorship.
Did it make you angry? Did it make you uncomfortable? Why did it make you uncomfortable? What did I say? And it's not. It was about pushing also borders of
Because your
taste.
uncle touched you when you were 6, wasn't it? Make them cry in the audience.
I wish I was such an ugly child. My uncle wouldn't even touch me. All that kind of stuff. It was one of those shows, and it got fantastic reviews. I had a great time. But my brother lived in London, and he said, "Come to London. There's a lot of work." And there's this cabaret and burlesque scene. There's a lot of work behind bars. Street corners, wear a tight skirt and lower your standards. And your soft palate. And but no, I came here, saw that there was this cabaret burlesque scene, and I thought, well, that's really what I'm kind of interested in. And it took a while to kind of get into it, because it's a very small, it's a big scene. But in terms of the promoters and the producers, everyone knows each other. And the performers have been around for a while, so it took a while to break in, because you need to get a leg in, so to speak.
Get some heat going.
Yeah, exactly. So I just had to wait for one gig. I needed that one gig to get into it.
I got that sense when I first met you, though, because like even though you did musicals and all these shows, I just thought you didn't seem to like. Not that you ever said this outwardly, but you never seemed to not enjoy it, but just didn't like you fit.
No.
And we were trying to find some kind of niche to put this square peg in a round hole. So it's good that you found this.
Yeah. I mean, I have the time of my life being able to do this now. This is an opportunity that this sounds really cliched and really corny.
Get paid to be yourself.
Get paid to be myself. And every time I do it, when I'm at the end of Copa, that reaction from the crowd, there's no
I get paid
replacement.
as well?
Yeah, you get like money is. I mean, sometimes money isn't a bonus, but most of the time, like, it's a real. This is what I came here to do.
Yeah.
This is why I'm in this country, and I want to do it on a bigger and bigger scale.
Yeah.
And I've told Ethan before, my aim is to have a variety show that's a mix between a talk show and a variety show, so that I can have a televised live show, something like at Wilton's Music Hall or something. Wilton's Music Hall is one of the best venues in London. It's so beautiful.
I was actually looking at it for my 30th.
That must be like 5 years away. I would love to have a show there where I have great performers from all around the world, burlesque, circus, magic, comedy, and a variety. And then you have one celebrity at the end who comes in, does a bit of a chat and does a bit of a song. And then you all do a number at the end. I think that no one is doing that here to the scale that I want to do it.
Yeah.
So I think that it could be done. So if anyone from ITV or something is listening, I am your man.
We just got a message from channel 375 Sky Plus.
Do it. Take it. I'll do it.
It's on for 3 hours on a Saturday night from 2 a.m.
What?
And it's on once a month.
Are you kidding me?
Yes. Of course I'm kidding you.
You're a dick. You're a dick, Ethan.
You bastard.
You bastard. You caused me to have a real emotion.
How dare you?
Oh, goodness me. I'm going to need a gas and air now. So I've just painted out a general eye shape in a blue, in a matte
Just painted
contrast.
out Ethan's number in my book with Tipex. I'm never calling him again.
Never again.
Never again.
Goodness me. So that's my goal.
That's what I suggested. So we should do not like.
Yeah, but like everything I do with you, I just steal your material and paint it on as my own. This face was actually Ethan's, and now I just paint it on.
So the sallow cheekbones.
Yeah.
Well, you've got cheekbones.
I've got real cheekbones.
You've got good bone structure.
Yeah. Quite similar to the lost princess Anastasia. If anyone here knows their Russian Revolution.
She made it across the border.
Yeah, I am the lost princess Anastasia. Now, where's my... Oh, you'll love this. I was in Switzerland doing a gig, a cabaret, burlesque cabaret gig, which was amazing. Amazing theatre, like great performers. And I was cushing these people in the front row because I love a rowdy crowd, but these people were kind of a bit, they needed to be disciplined, I guess, because the tables around them were kind of giving them their askance look.
Yeah.
I've just faced the mic. Sorry about the noise.
Can't
difference.
heckle at a burlesque show.
Well, it's like you have a good time, but remember when you go and see a show, any kind of show, you are part of a group of people having an individual experience collectively.
Yeah.
You're in a room with other people experiencing the same thing, so therefore you have a good time and have your journey, your version of events and your experience.
As long as it doesn't impact on other people's, yeah.
And you could see
I
the other
think
people kind of casting glasses.
Yeah, but if you're a bit drunk and you want some
I kind of think that's a
attention
rule
and
for
stuff,
life in general,
or
actually.
you're a frustrated comedian,
do things that make you happy, but
you
to
trying
the
to step
extent that
in.
they're not like damaging other people's lives.
Yeah, I think that's a good version. But
So what happens then if you get a
oh,
heckler?
well,
Not
no,
a
no.
heckler of
Oh,
sorts.
well, heckling, shooting down hecklers is often quite enjoyable and easy because everyone is on your side as the performer. You know, you kind of all you do is really point out the fact that they have interrupted.
Well, you can step down as the audience, as the MC, as well as a comedian. I think you can just shout out from the stage. With you, you can actually go and find them in the audience.
and
sit on a lap and go like, so what's up?
Exactly.
Why are you talking?
If you devote the attention that they want to them, often they'll be like, "Oh, I didn't want this much attention. Oh no, it's like, you know, oh no, I didn't really mean that. And then you go, really? Did you want some time? Do you want some time? Let's devote some time to you. All these people have paid money to see you,
Come up on stage.
and you know, and the only danger in that is, well, there isn't really. I guess there's if it's a performer who can take over, but that has never happened to me. No one can upstage me. I look at what I wear. I look like Elton John's Fabergé love egg.
Also, I reckon a performer probably wouldn't be loud or heckling anyway, because
No,
they know
that's
what it's like to be up there.
I imagine a frustrated one would be though.
Maybe
Yeah,
a
but-
jealous one.
Like I used to be in cabaret. Who's this young upstart?
Who's this young upstart? What, John Gielgud?
Yeah.
Is that no? I used to be in
They
cabaret.
dug me up. I'm back from the dead. I've just got an 18-inch black rubber fist hanging around my neck on a chain. I'm going to take Reuben's show away from him.
I fucked this up. This makeup's not going
I
very
think
well.
you're going to say, I'd fuck
this.
this.
You can't say that yet.
This is Buffalo Bill.
I can never really tell until I finish. I'm like, ooh, is this?
Do you know what? That's
gonna be
Ethan's.
right?
That's Ethan's thoughts about. Oh, never mind what that's Ethan's thoughts about. PG.
Are you happy with your face now, Alex? Are you cool?
What?
Have you finished it today?
Yeah.
Yeah. Okay.
Why?
Just checking. You said you were never happy till you finished.
Ethan, you can fucking talk.
Me? What? I
You
did
look.
wear makeup.
Your plastic surgery is so bad. You look like one of the Nazis
my
when they see
plastic
the
surgery
Ark.
story. Plastic
the Ark of
surgery
the
story.
Covenant.
Right, you'll
Go on,
love this.
Tell your plastic surgery story. while I
Earlier,
fix
before
my
we started the
face.
show, Reuben, of course, mentioned my sallow cheekbones. I do
Yeah.
have very weak cheekbones, which is not good if you want to be an actor of stage
You
or
make up
screen.
for it in chin, though.
I do.
He does.
I'm like
you did in
Bruce
nose.
Forsyth, bastard offspring, with the Lionel Blair bottle tan. I went to a plastic surgeon with my girlfriend at the time who wanted her boobs done. So I went to support. We went into his office. We sat down. This beautiful woman sits in front of him. He knows what it's for because obviously you book the time to have the consultation. And as soon as you sit down, he mentions nothing. Doesn't even look at her and goes, "You need face fillers."
To you.
To me?
Brilliant. Oh my God, he saw
Like,
you.
don't look at her boobs. Let's not discuss her tits.
be
Just
fair-
zeroed in on my face. Went, you need fillers.
To be fair, this is because she was stunning and didn't need anything done at all. And I've heard that you were encouraging her to get it done, which would have been a bad idea.
I was not getting
Oh, really?
encouraged. No.
Oh, okay, I heard that.
We spoke about this about 3 weeks ago. She went, I'm going to get it done. I went, I don't think you should. I've encountered a few in my time, and I'm not a fan, I don't think.
Whereas, she had really nothing wrong with her face.
I've
at
said,
all,
I know, I've got a
and you
fair
didn't.
No, but he knew what we were there for.
Yeah.
You
Yeah,
book
I
in a
know.
time. He's got
No,
his
I
little
know, I
sheet.
know.
He's been handed.
What it is is
the
him just trying to
information.
up his commission. I've got in burlesque, you have a few girls who have augmentations, let's say. And
Do you like me hunch? I had it done last week.
it really helps those Notre Dame gigs.
Reuben plays a gargoyle.
You twat. I want to play Frollo, Hunchback of Notre Dame. That's my favourite Disney film, The Hunchback of Notre Dame.
Frollo's from The Lord of the Rings. What do you?
That's
what?
Frodo.
I
You-
don't know.
I know, you're illiterate.
Basically.
Dropped out of film school. Did finish drama school.
I know. The only thing you've
I
actually
did.
finished is your career.
And that's why we're doing this awkward podcast in an office in the middle of the Strand.
Don't say that. We're
With
in
Alex's-
we're in a central
Alex's
location.
Trunchbull-esque father looking at us through frosted glass while pressing his nipples against it, going, "Oh, Billy!"
He might still
It's my version of Midnight Express.
Your vision. Quick, get an open fire.
Oh,
Get an
Andrew.
open fire.
They're just beating off against the glass.
Oh, I can't wait for him to watch this.
Crying
And
the
then,
salty tears of man love.
oh dear, ladies and gentlemen.
Ladies and gentlemen.
Ethan McKinley, also available for children's parties.
I'm warming up now. We've got 2 minutes left on the podcast.
No,
I'm
we
actually getting into
don't.
my stride.
I haven't even
There we
done
go.
any. We've got
Right,
loads
cut
of
the
time.
camera. You had your time. Get
I
off.
know.
going.
I know. You can just
Um,
fast forward to a lot of stuff, can't you? I'm gonna I'm gonna talk about a lot of this stuff again.
No, we're not fast forwarding. This is good.
No, it's good. Yeah.
We're gonna have to cut a bit.
You were telling your
So-
life story. You'd got to Whipper, Flipper.
VCA.
No,
we
we
passed
don't
there.
need
We
to
got to
keep
London.
going back to that.
I've gotten to
We're
London.
yeah.
We don't
What
need
did
to
you
talk about-
pass with? Do you have the same grades that you have in?
We didn't get grades. We didn't get
Have
grades.
you got a degree? Is it a degree
I've
course?
I've got a degree. No, I don't have a degree actually.
In wicker basket making.
Yeah.
Look at the rapier work on this. This is Reuben.
Oh, he's done very well.
He's done
Oh,
very well.
he's done very, very well for himself. Oh.
Ooh.
No, I moved to London and then I got into the cabaret scene and now I am, I guess, a professional in the cabaret scene. And fuck it, I'll stop doing the voice, it's ridiculous. But yeah, now this is what I
You got a
do.
visa? Can you say that on the air?
Yeah, you
Yeah.
can. Yeah, you can. You
Still
can.
employing cabaret people.
I've got yeah, I have a visa.
Is it an O1?
I got it in a cereal box. No, I have a British passport.
Oh.
I'm a citizen.
right.
I'm a
Isn't that
subject. A
lucky?
subject, not a citizen. You've got a British passport, you tit.
I'm trying to get an American one.
I know.
Why? You'd have to give
Because
up-
he won't get
'Cause I can't
employed
get
over
anywhere.
here.
You won't do any better in America. There's
Oh,
even
I'm a
more
living
competition.
joke.
You're a living joke. Living? What?
Living.
I just thought there were two men in the back operating the arms and the mouth. Like some kind of Jim Henson character. That
It is.
explains the cheekbones.
Sallow. Just like Jim's.
Sallow.
Hello.
I love that that's your favourite word.
So most
Yeah.
people though, do they know you by your stage name though
Yeah.
now in England? Really? Okay. So it's
Yeah, I
kind of
barely
taken over
ever
your
use.
life.
I barely. Yeah, it kind of has. Reuben Kaye has definitely taken over.
I think you'll get like a
Reuben-
rapper and just change to an actual K letter.
I was considering it. I took around, but then again, my middle name is Raoul, and I always thought maybe I should have made my middle
Raoul Crumb. That would have been
Reuben Raoul Krum. Because I'm named
Did-
after Raoul Wallenberg, who was a Swiss aristocrat who bought passports for the Jews in World War II. Who my mother, like Schindler, the diet Schindler, or the Pepsi to his Coke, because no one really knows about him
Kind of the
anymore.
same, but a little bit sweet, and everyone prefers the other one.
And my mother did a documentary on him that she won an Australian Film Institute award for. Oh yeah, she's very good. She's very good.
Is this online for any of the viewers? or
Yes, it
listeners?
is. I believe you can read Raoul Wallenberg Between the Lines. Look it up. It's brilliant.
How do you spell it?
Raoul
The way you always spell Raoul.
and then WALLENBERG.
I know that bit. Even though I spelt it wrong.
Yeah, it's because you're illiterate. You discussed this.
Nobody wants to play with me.
Play with you. No one wants to cast you.
That's the main issue. Yeah.
The doctor did when I broke my arm.
I know. Oh God, I know. But at least you never did get that watch back
That's
from
going
that
in the act.
cow. So you can go and have a look at that and learn something about history.
Yeah, listeners, Raoul Wallenberg. You can spell it. I trust you. Between the Lines, 1984.
That's it. The year of my birth.
Oh really?
Generation Films.
That's it.
Is the full thing online? Or is
I,
it
th- I, I
I
believe
think
so.
this is actually a trailer. It's on for 3
It's a
minutes.
trailer,
It's a
okay,
short
cool.
film.
No, it's a full feature
right, but
documentary.
there's a trailer for it. Excellent.
Yeah, you
The
can-
Holocaust was 3 minutes long, apparently, according to this
So
film.
you were thinking?
I
of
believe the
maybe-
term is alleged. Let's just get that clear.
Allegedly.
Just we don't want to get
Allegedly.
sued. Don't want to get sued. Alleged Holocaust.
So you were thinking of maybe doing Reuben Raoul?
Well, I feel like my name should have been something a bit further away from my real name. Do you know what I
In
mean?
case anything goes wrong on
Okay.
stage.
Yeah, just in case I
Say
get
hello to Miguel Sanchez.
Yeah, suddenly I start calling myself that because it's just easier for the lawsuits and the ASBOs. But it's too late now. It's already my name. I'm stuck with it.
You
I'm
can
stuck
add a
with it.
Raoul.
Like when you have a Down syndrome child, you're just stuck with it.
It's just
Too
When you
late.
first
P.
start-
Diddy did it.
When you first started doing the shows, did you have a sort of did you Was there a persona you had in mind, or was it just you?
It was
really,
never a
but more-
persona
more
because
exact-
I've
more
always
exaggerated, or-
I've always been told that I'm just a bit weird. I've always been told that like, you know, I'm too much.
Yeah.
And a lot of it's like, no, tone it down. It's too Reuben. It's too Reuben. So I just thought I need to find an outlet
You
for
did the
this
full
Reuben.
Yeah.
The full Reuben.
Mm.
There's a good way to put it. I quite like that.
Yeah. Cool to show that. The full Reuben.
The full Reuben. No, I've got a couple of shows. Show titles. The one I'm working on now is Reuben Kaye, Journey to the Center of Attention. And there were a couple of other shows. Reuben Kaye, Orgy for One.
Yeah.
And then I did a show where I imagined that I'd gone into the Turkish world of musical theatre, and I called it Halal Dolly. and I wanted to do a Baltic tour. I wanted to do a Baltic tour and call it Crimea River. But you know, these
Do you think
things.
if you took this
Topical.
show to the homeland, not Australia, of course, if you went to
Israel.
somewhere, do you think it would work, or would you be like chased down the street? And
No,
murdered?
it would work. Israel's got a great gay scene. Israel's got a fantastic,
Yeah, it
thriving
does
gay
actually.
scene.
Yeah.
But also, it's a very cultural city. Excuse me, I'm so sorry. I'm going to have some more gin and tonic.
Gin and tonic.
Without ice.
That'll soothe the throat.
Oh, God, I'm 4 cats and a suicide away from being a 40-year-old woman. Yeah, they've got a great cultural scene. They've got the Butt Shaver Dance Company, which is an amazing dance company. If you go, if ever you've got any interest in culture, Ethan.
I've been
you
to
can-
Tel Aviv. I
Oh, have
spent
you?
5 days there in 2010.
And what did you do there apart from try and impregnate every woman you could find?
I was filming a TV commercial, but unfortunately they messed up the call sheet and called me a week before they were shooting the commercial.
Oh, amazing. So do you have a paid 2 weeks then?
A paid week, but I was taken around the Holy Lands and stuff, and they were
The
you
Holy
know,
Lands?
The Holy Lands.
Land.
Fantastic. That sounds like it would have been a fun
It's a
way.
minefield, not the actual Holy Lands.
Excuse me. I can't believe I've got.
So yeah, it was
This is by the way. This is a real danger for cabaret burlesque
Right,
variety
yeah.
performers. This.
good. Doing a podcast while doing a cabaret and burlesque show.
Yeah. No, we call it glitter lung.
Wait, actually?
It's actually called glitter lung. If
Is
you.
it really because you breathe in too much glitter?
Oh, yeah, I cough up glitter, or you get glamour poo,
Wow.
where you look down and you're like, oh my god, it's a disco turd.
I
There's
have
glitter in my poo.
mouth.
Well, because I use glitter.
Yeah.
And showgirls always have like the glitter in the glove for the pool, or they do like a glitter pour if the venue doesn't allow to do a champagne pour. They fill up a champagne bottle with glitter and they pour that, which is actually worse than a champagne pour.
'Cause it's
'cause
hard
Yeah.
to clean.
Yeah, you
sticks to
can't-
everything.
glitter
Yeah.
gets like, the amount of
It's
times
everywhere.
I know.
I once slept with a burlesque performer, and afterwards I had glitter cock. It was amazing. Lucky I'm circumcised, otherwise it would have been like rolling over like over gravel.
3 weeks later.
3 weeks later, someone's like, "What the fuck is this?" I'm like, I just wanted to dress up for you.
Fabulous by Reuben Kaye.
Could
It
that
must-
be
it must
my
be-
Spray it and believe it.
I mean, it is sort of getting a
Reuben Kaye? Because you're worthless.
a lung,
Yeah.
just getting a cough or something. Is that sort of the great fear of
Oh
singing
God.
performers?
Oh, I
I mean,
always,
it's-
I because my act is so sort of shambolic, I
Yeah.
guess.
You still go on?
If I cough in the middle of songs, I
Yeah.
always can. It's part of the act because
Okay.
the way that I like to perform is this mix of.
But what if you have like a really bad, if you had a really
It's
bad one?
fantastic.
Oh, you can just
Audiences
keep
love
going.
it because
Yeah, okay.
audiences are on your side,
Well,
I
that's good
think,
then,
and
yeah.
they
works.
understand.
Yeah.
But also my ethos, the way I kind of perform is I like the idea of like a bit of. It's like David Bowie meets Ursula from The Little Mermaid, meets Frankie Boyle, meets Patricia Rutledge. Do you know what I mean? Like it's those four. So it's that. Yeah. So it's like if you'll just excuse me, I'm very sorry. It's all the semen. It's it's that kind of thing. You can definitely pass it off, and make it part of the show, and the audience will go with you because they trust you. You know. All right, so that's the
I've been
third.
here for an hour and a half. I still don't trust you.
I know you've known me for 4 years and you don't trust me. He still just sits there vacuumed to the chair by clenching.
Have you ever like hit a brick wall in a show and gone, oh, I'm bored of doing these same jokes, but then you go, but I can't stop. I need to continue with this show.
Do you know what? People sometimes say to performers, "Oh God, you're so lucky to be able to do something you love," and they're in an office in an IT job or something. And what I think people forget is that it's a job. It's a
still a
passion.
job.
But performers are like accountants in a way. There will always be that one day where you don't want to go to work, but what you really want to do is sit on the couch
Yeah.
and watch reality TV and eat crap food. Sometimes you're going, But when you get there, you get into the swing of it. It is a job.
Yeah.
Of course, it's a job. It has.
I mean, possibly some days is that even exacerbated because you don't go to work and sit at a desk. You go to work and
It's
go up
very
on stage
physical.
in front of everybody
It's
and
very
have to
physical, and
dance around and
and also because it is such a. The audience is right there and they're applauding.
Yeah.
If they don't applaud or if they don't laugh or if they do laugh, that it's
more
immediately like it's a personal thing because
Yeah.
you're a performer. You are linked emotionally to your work,
Yeah.
and when an audience doesn't laugh, you go through. Well, at least I do, and I'm sure Ethan does. You go through this thing in your mind, going.
When do I do that?
God, I don't know. Well, no one
not
ever
being honest
laughs. No one ever laughs, Ethan. I'm being so cruel to you. We actually have a very caring, deep, and trusting friendship. It's about this deep. I wish that joke was mine.
We talk like this, though. This is why I like Reuben so much, because he tears you to pieces, but you can do it back to him, and you can say those politically incorrect jokes, and it's amazing.
Well, I just think people need to
I have a
calm
charming
down.
affection for this boy.
People need to calm down about being offended. You know,
yeah.
I think it's a really dull thing. A really dull thing. I think it's a really boring, dull way of someone going, I don't like that, so I'm going to put a moral judgment value on it, and therefore say that you can't come back. You can't come back from that if I say it's offensive. You go,
It's a way of getting
the final
attention if
word.
you're not somebody who kind of, or not a performer, but somebody who's not a kind of outspoken or interesting person. It's a
Well,
way of
it's
kind of getting some
Yeah.
soapbox time to go, I'm outraged.
That's a way of
Yeah.
trying to censor other people.
Yeah, I would say that both of those are valid points.
And also, there's like a space I think you can exist when you can say things that are kind of off the cuff and politically incorrect or a bit naughty.
Sperm of the moment.
Yeah, there's a moment in there, isn't there, where you can kind of let off the steam, as it were.
Yep, I agree with all of that.
But woe betide anyone who tries it and. Well, I suppose
They're not going to win with me.
Has anyone ever
They
been
can't
offended in a
upstage.
show that you've done and shout out?
Yes.
And then you
Yes.
can shut them down by going, what?
So I used to do, if we want to get really politically incorrect, I used to do this bit. And also different audiences are very, you need to certain countries will laugh at different things. In Australia, because Australia doesn't, so in Britain,
They're less racist than Australia.
Australia will find racist jokes funnier than here, because for us, integration and multicultural, although Australia is hugely multicultural, it's a much younger country, I think. This is my opinion. And Britain is hugely multicultural. London is, absolutely, without a doubt, has a rich tapestry of nationalities
But
that
we're
make
a
up
bit
its population.
more nanny state.
Yeah, but
Right.
even that's not particularly pertinent to what Britain has had so many people of different nationalities in it for so long.
Yeah.
Racism is not something that they laugh at because it's so. Well, that's definitely not funny because we've always had.
Well, all the sitcoms in the 70s, I'm not sure if you got them in Australia. If you ever
Oh yeah, they were
like Bless This House, where they'd have the next door neighbour was black, and every other joke would be some like quasi-racist.
Yeah, but in Australia, that kind of still is a very, very recent stereotype that people laugh at as opposed to deride. They laugh at it in a satirical way. They go, they're laughing at, do you know, if I'm making my point clear.
Yeah, they're laughing
So
at the racism.
they laugh at it, but also they laugh at it in a we're mocking racism as we laugh at it meta kind of way.
Yeah.
Here, it's very, very rare. Very, very rare for it to work. So I was doing a show in Australia, and I
wonder what it is, because wouldn't you think that
I don't know.
with people around for longer, that racism has become less of an issue almost? and
Less of
therefore
an
you
issue,
can
yes.
laugh at it more.
No, I think less of an
Okay.
issue, so they laugh at it less.
Oh, you're
I
right,
think
actually,
I think the
suppose,
rawer
yeah.
it is, the more people can laugh because it's part of a shock, and I think it's part of a shock thing.
Having
Actually,
said
we were
that,
talking
though,
about this the other day about how people take offence. With the cancer, the breast cancer day, and you put up the selfies, and you put up some photos, and people were not finding it funny. But yeah,
well, no, it was the idea that these women were. It was less about. You get into a point sometimes in a situation like that when they put the makeup-free selfies, and it's more about them and not the actual cause, and they use that to piggyback.
Yep. I agree with
And if you
that.
point that out, they'll come down on you like a ton of bricks.
I
Yeah.
agree with that, but there is also an argument to be had that no matter if that person is hijacking this cause
Right.
for their vanity, it's still visibility at any cost.
Yeah.
I got into an argument.
Well, they're
with
defending the fact you're attacking them or their beauty as opposed to
they
the
think
cause
they use it as
as leverage.
Yeah, totally. But there's still a point to be made for visibility at any cost.
Yep.
Even if they are doing it, it's still getting the word out there. So I had an argument with a friend of mine, a fellow performer who's incredibly active in the queer scene, and I'm sorry.
You can't say that word anymore, Reuben.
Queer scene. We can.
can't say
We've
puff,
reclaimed it.
queer.
We've reclaimed
Sure
it.
you can.
Queer.
Fudge nudger, pillow biter, zip sniffer. All these are off the menu, unfortunately.
She and I had an eye because she she opined, I guess, that Google when the Russian Olympics were on, when Google changed their banner to the rainbow for like 1 day or 2 days, and Diet Coke brought out their little pro-gay bit. She went,
And the Burning Cross.
and
That's what we got
the
upset
Burning
about.
Cross. She said, all of these corporate people jumping on the gay bandwagon, it's fucking disgusting. They're just using us for this. And part of me saw her point,
Yeah.
but at the same point you go, and it was the mass marriage as well as the mass marriage at the MTV Awards.
Yeah.
She went, that's just them piggybacking and all this patting on the back. And part of me went, yeah, I understand your point, but think of the exposure that gets. Google and the MTV Awards and Coke
And
are
gay
sending-
people.
and gay people are sending that message through to every home in Middle America.
Yeah.
So visibility at any cost. I don't think you should argue against people who are fighting for a good cause, no matter how.
I take
How
it
much they
back,
piggyback.
selfie
No matter
picture
how
ladies
self-centered
without
it
makeup.
is, yeah.
Ironically, we are talking to a man wearing makeup.
Ironically-
and putting it on.
Well, I thought that the worst part was men with their cock socks for testicular. I was like,
Yeah,
that
just
was
doesn't
really
look
vain.
good.
That was really vain. That was like it was all muscle men.
Yeah.
What I didn't
Not all
see.
the ones I saw, sadly.
Oh, really? I would have liked to have seen like more men
normal,
of
yeah.
normal, a bit pudgy, a little bit more relatable,
Well, once
a
again,
bit more
it
out
was
of
more
shape.
highlighted
Like,
there because it's about vanity and ego.
Yep,
and
I
less
would say
about
that
it's a
was-
cause. This is an excuse for me to kind of show my naked body without my willy because it's got a sock on it.
yeah, it was all that thing. Right, just even those up. And now that's time
I
to
did
put.
do it, by the way. Sorry, everyone.
Yeah, I know you did. It was awful. It was just a kid's ankle sock. It was just so upsetting.
It was a mouse's hand glove.
All right, so here's a very exciting part. I get to put on a lash. So this is hilarious. There are 4 sets of lashes on this lash, and it's actually so heavy that it does sometimes weigh my eye
Is there
down.
any performers out there who are considering going into the performing arts and you have to wear false eyelashes? They don't cost very much, and I will advise Reuben now, you can buy newer ones more often as opposed to those things which they've been around since the 1970s.
I won't lie, they have, but they're so comfortable now.
They actually did belong to Kenneth Williams. They tore them off his like reanimated corpse.
Yeah, I have a feeling that they might actually
Don't
have.
get glue in your eye, you'll ruin the show.
Do you know I get glue in my eye on a regular basis, and I'm pretty sure one day
It's not
I-
eyelash glue, by the way.
I will go blind.
Whoa, easy!
Not with this much makeup.
The subconscious mind breaks through. I think the all the lead in the makeup's getting to his
The
brain.
lead in the makeup. Me and Marie Antoinette are just slowly going mental.
Alex, would you go around the table, please, and hold the mirror for Reuben?
No, don't bother. I'm quite adept at
Good.
this.
I can hold a mirror as good as any man, gay or straight.
All right. And
Back to that point about being politically incorrect, though. It's easier, I would imagine, because one, you're in the burlesque world, and it's not more tolerant, but it's more risque. I mean, if you ever come to
is-
Torture Garden, you'll see people in Nazi uniforms.
Yep.
And
I've been to clubs where there have been people in Nazi uniforms
Yeah.
and things like that. And
the Royals love it,
the
apparently.
Royals love it. Again, it's like poor taste. I once went to a bad taste party as Brenda the Blender, the abortion fairy. And I came in like Glinda the Good Witch, but I had white velvet gloves with like red nails and blood all down them, and my wand was a coat hanger.
And an ice cream scoop.
And
a
no,
bottle
with a
whiskey.
child at the bottom of it. Horrific. I love it. Your viewership is dwindling.
You were pulling
by
a
the
tin bath on
second.
wheels behind
Yeah.
him that was around his waist on strings.
So, for being, look, do you know what? I think it's being. Kenneth Williams and Noel Coward used to say that nothing is offensive if the joke is funny, if it's good of its kind. Is actually Kenneth Williams' direct quote, and it's also about the performer. I use offensive jokes or jokes that are in bad taste. But
I know you don't really think that. It's a persona you have for the show.
The
It's
makeup
like, we
says
can
that
all be
the makeup
naughty.
says it's a persona, but also after I say them, it's very much a face of, I just said that. Oh, how naughty! Like it's that kind of, oh, slap me, I'm so bad.
It's okay, everyone.
Because they know that I'm just doing it to be like, oh, like
Yeah,
it's a game.
yeah,
It's a game. Frankie Boyle does it because he's such a pessimist. But for me, when I look at Frankie Boyle, I see someone who's so angry about the way the world is working at the moment because he has. So you just saw me like just pick my nose. Because a good pessimist is actually someone who has a really high hope
Well, there are
for
no
what
cynics.
it could be.
There are disappointed optimists. That's
Yeah.
what it is.
Yeah, and he is a disappointed optimist. He's a really bitterly disappointed optimist. So that's why the offensive stuff works for him, because you know that deep down he has this real hope for what the world should be, and the reason he's angry is because it's not. That's my point of view. If I'm wrong, Frankie, and you want to come and chat to me, I'm really welcome to it. I'm a big fan of yours.
Mr. Boyle, come in.
Come in.
I was pretending to be Mr. Boyle. Oh, Alex is getting upset at the audio.
Oh,
No, you knocked the camera.
oh, not the cameras.
Oh, that's fine. We can do Star Trek. Go.
They'll just think Michael J. Fox is behind the camera.
Oh, so many offensive jokes. This one. Good.
So yeah, but sometimes it depends on your audience, because some burlesque nights are like hen party things where some burlesque nights are very traditional. You can't really sometimes be that mean, and some nights you can be.
What does the crowd consist of usually? The people when you do a
Burlesque
is
has
it the
now
burlesque
really become.
crowd?
Sometimes it's industry and the burlesque industry, and a lot of the time burlesque is now really the domain of women, because burlesque has stopped being what it was,
Well,
which
is
was
whips and chains and politicians and vicar.
well, it used to be. It used to
Or
be
fetish rather.
that's fetish, but burlesque, from what my understanding of it is, it used to be what you were allowed to do as a stripper. You know,
stripping with A levels, as they say.
yeah. But now it's become more about female empowerment and the female body and expression, and so the audience is more and more women. I always get this one wrong because it's my left arm and the mirror shakes, and I get also frazzled. So the audience is actually a lot of the time women cheering for women taking off their clothing.
Yeah.
It's very difficult to do this, ladies and gentlemen.
Well, I don't think burlesque is in as kind of bad taste, perhaps, as actual stripping, is it?
Well, there are actual strip clubs now, but also I think there's this thing with burlesque where it has to.
Well, there's more going on than just taking off your clothes, I think.
Well, the good stuff, yes. The bad stuff does just become, as my mother would say, stripping for girls that shouldn't.
Well, I think we discussed that the other day. Like, there's some
That's
atrocious
brilliant.
performers out there who
But
they don't have it in the eyes.
Stripping
and
for girls.
But isn't that the same? Isn't that the same thing with every art form? With every job, job, there are people in that job
There are
who
high points
shouldn't.
and there are low points. Yeah.
Yeah, and I think the problem is
Peaks and troughs.
there are peaks and troughs, and I've been in the trough and I've been in the peak. That sounded like a really wanky sentence. I'm very sorry.
I like to be in a trough while men
I'm gonna have
wee
to-
on me.
I can't fucking do this. 1 second. Here we go.
Ethan,
Oh,
help him.
for fuck's sake.
Reuben,
No,
if you
don't help me. Don't help. Don't.
wait there.
No, I've done it.
I'm fine. I'm fine. Just go away.
Just get out. Don't touch me, Dad.
Don't look at me.
I am not an animal.
I am not an animal. I am a human being.
Oh God, it's like the sound of John Merritt giving a blowjob. So
John.
ask another question.
So is the face like a mask?
When did the face come about? Because your earlier videos, it's kind of you as you, but in a tux.
It was me as me in a tux, but
And now you become this Liza Minnelli via twisted little Willy Wonka character.
kind of. It was the realization that you need an image. You need, and also it allows, as you said,
Mask work of sorts. You can.
it allows the
disappear.
audience to know that this isn't real. This is fantasy.
Right,
This
yeah.
is illusion.
Which is I guess makes it more
I've really cocked this lash up.
Makes
If
them
You
you
haven't.
tolerant.
You look fine.
You say fine is what you say when a fat girl asks you how she looks. Fine is the word that bridges the silence that should be filled by you look fucking horrendous. Go and change into a burlap sack.
Reuben, you look fine.
Thanks, Dad.
I love you.
It's so lovely to hear you say that.
On camera,
Yeah.
it's not that great a camera anyway. So I mean, we're not seeing any
Oh, I don't even know what I look
of the
like.
severe facial deficits.
Says you.
Coming-
You
Wow.
basically look like a man.
coming from the one person in the room who doesn't have cheekbones or
You were tragically born without
You've
cheekbones
got cute party lips though.
or potential. All we've done is just bitch on you. I'm so sorry, Ethan.
It's okay.
All
Well,
we've done is just use you
Just
as
make a note to myself
comedic-
that Alex should just switch on the recorder and leave for an hour, then come back and help pack up.
There, that's nice.
No, you look fine. It's cool. You look
Yeah.
fine.
But no, lash placement is very important because if you get it wrong and one of them's wonky, it's really apparent.
Yeah.
Um,
It is, but no one can tell because you're on a shitty camera. And you're actually
know,
sitting in an office, basically.
If you
so-
say it, that's the best part because I'll get to go out and be like, just by the fax.
Willkommen.
I get to go and buy the fax machine. It's like, did you see Strictly last night? Oh my god! Actually, I was.
Why
at
don't you
this-
come in tomorrow and deliver something to Alex
I will.
and walk through the office in
Ooh.
like some crotchless edible pants and do like a little soiree
I
across
don't
her
have
dad's
crotchless
desk.
edible pants. I have more self-esteem than any of your girlfriends.
I'm wearing them right now.
Oh god! I wondered what the entree was. All right.
Okay.
This is a lower
Why don't you put it in
lash.
your top lip and be done with it? Put it on
Oh,
your
a
top lip.
That's amazing. That would be amazing. Okay, there we go.
What does
There.
that mean, Al?
What does that mean? What's happening? What's happening?
We've
Oh,
got a
nothing,
running
nothing.
time of 1:20. What are you
Do
pointing
we?
to exactly there?
Yeah, that was it.
We can talk about stuff on the show. I'm trying not to
Yeah.
edit it as much as possible.
What do you want? What do you want? What do you want me to talk about? Name something.
Nothing. Alex was just time checking me. So I'm
Oh
just-
yeah. Why?
Like we're just no, the time is fine. It's just not 4.5 hours again. Is all I'm saying.
That's
We-
okay.
We're not going to. We're on an
We're
hour
not.
and
I'm
20.
like after the lashes are done, I've just got to do the beauty
Oh,
mark in the
excellent.
lips. It's
Yeah.
not much, but yeah, it's this is I always used to love watching my mother and women do their makeup. I always found it really fascinating because I don't know because I'm gay. Because it's just very different for a boy. A gay boy, especially who's sensitive, when all of the people you watch are your mother or the black and white movie women who got all the best lines, all the best outfits. They got to do all the fun stuff.
Yeah.
Even like Some Like It Hot, the leading men were actually leading ladies, which is one of my favourite movies. They got to do all the fun stuff. And it was this amazing sort of transformation that they got to do. And I guess you kind of do identify with that a little bit. You look at things like Torch Song Trilogy. A great play. I don't know if I'm allowed to say. Actually.
Oh, go on. Yeah, tell us
Oh,
a story.
I'm not sure. No, I don't think I'm allowed to say.
He's
it.
confusing himself with his eyelashes.
I am. I've got a personality clash. I don't know what I am.
Oh, it's the
I think we
bottom,
all
of
know what
course.
you are. Yeah, that's the lower lash.
Oh, I thought you were adding it to the top lash. I was like, you've got enough.
I've got 4 sets on the top.
Put
and
it
then
away.
Then I've got
God
a couple on the
damn
bottom.
it.
Beautiful.
It's a lot. It's a lot of crap on my face, isn't it?
Do you ever wear
Um,
contact lenses so your eyes pop more through the darkness of the... Because there's a lot of like...
Oh yeah, there is a lot. I have thought of it. But I just haven't done it. I'm sorry.
That's okay, don't apologise. We... just
So yeah, so wait.
Did you see how completely low self-esteem I suddenly went? I'm sorry. What a fucking cliche performer.
What's the guide to becoming an MC/comedian for anyone listening? who hasn't-
Don't. It's my fucking gig.
Good answer.
I don't want other.
How does
I don't
one-
want other bitches coming out here being better than me.
No one's going to be better than you, Reuben.
You say that just because I blew you.
No, they're not though. How many people do we see? Like, not to mention names, but like I've been to like burlesque and or fetish events when the MC has been awful. Most of them, and you light up, man. That's what you need to
He's very sweet, isn't he, Dolls?
change.
Isn't
No,
he?
I do. I'm a
clearly-
big advocate of
he's
Reuben's
grooming
talent.
you.
He's one of the most talented people I know.
He's grooming me.
He's like a functional.
I wish
man.
he'd take more. Do I look like I need to be groomed?
Yeah.
Yeah. I worry that this isn't going to be half as entertaining as we're
We need to
finding
put some
it.
dusting on his hunch.
Can you just
Sparkle me hunch.
Sparkle me hunch. Glitter. I've got a glitter hunch. A glitter hump. All right. So now we do the lips, and the lips is always a bit of a funny one because
How much time do you take when you do an actual show?
40 minutes to do the makeup.
Wow, really?
Yeah. I once did a show. Oh, I don't know. if
Is
I'm
it
allowed
actually
to say
20 you're
this.
building 20 minutes wiggle room on top just in case you keep
Yeah.
poking yourself in the eye with that pencil?
Yeah. I've often had to like just when I haven't been happy, just take it off and start again. How upsetting! I once did a show, a private show in a very wealthy woman's house, and I was going to,
no
and
Joel
she
Lawson.
gave me no,
You
She
go with
gave-
the coke.
she gave me half an hour to get ready, get dressed, and do all this. I was just like, drawing on it. I got it done, but I looked like a fucking Picasso. It was amazing. Also, she had this photo of her.
I suppose
and all
if you
this,
go out and you don't feel like you're correct, you just you're like, don't
yeah,
feel,
because
you
you
can't-
feel like you look a mess, and part of it is such a striking visual.
Mm.
Pardon me, that's the first thing people see. The first thing people see is me coming out
Yeah.
like this, and that tells
With an
half the
eyebrow,
story.
yeah.
Yeah,
Who's this
Yeah,
guy?
she had a photo of.
she had these photos of her with celebrities. And I was
Okay.
like, oh, what do you do? She says, oh, well, I'm a celebrity hypnotherapist, and I said, oh, can you give me any goss? I was like, give me some goss. I want to hear some goss. I want to hear what people say when they're under. And then he says, well,
A glass coffee table, masturbating when
yeah,
you squat over it.
Exactly. I wanted to hear something like that. And she said, well, I said, well, who have you done? Who have your clients? I can't say my clients. I said, oh, go on, you can tell me. I won't tell anyone. And they said, well, I was an addiction therapist, and I still am. And oh, okay. Says, and who was your last client? Says, Amy Winehouse.
She's not a very good hypnotherapist then, is she?
No, like I was Amy Winehouse's addiction therapist. I was like, well, that went very well. Did she give you a good reference? She has photos of her on the wall, and it's like as a credential, as a ref. I was going, you mad, woman? Are you mad? It's like saying, it's like you ran the armory for Kurt Cobain. Okay.
His gun case was under my bed.
So yeah, okay. So you guys talk a bit while I just paint my lips.
Okay, Alex, do you like stuff?
I mean, talk to me, you.
I'm talking to you.
You can talk to each other.
Well,
Alex is wonderful.
I'm curious as well about sort of which,
Go on.
what you were saying England racist jokes don't go down so well.
Oh yeah, we lost
I guess that makes sense because I guess sort of
But
humor is
but
a way
in
of being-
Australia,
Yeah.
in Australia,
racist jokes go down well. What doesn't go down?
the pedophile jokes are very sketchy.
Oh really?
Well, that's
Well,
kind
my
of a big
ones, at
thing in
least.
the media now, isn't it? It's like
But
the
in
new
but in
buzzword,
London,
isn't
but
it?
in London, they really go with them. I have some pedophile
Oh,
jokes.
Middle
It's
England.
I don't know. It's
No,
stuff that's
in London, they
Oh.
really love. They
it's
went
stuff
down a
that's
treat.
more topical. Does it go down
Maybe.
better? Maybe because like humor is a way of dealing with trauma, or I don't know.
Maybe
Well, no, because now it's like this McCarthyist witch hunt idea of the 50s where like anyone
No,
could
but
be a
because it's so topical, like people find it. People enjoy
Too
the humor
soon.
about it. No, it isn't. I don't.
Nobody
think.
was saying like outside of London. That's what I actually meant. It misunderstood me.
I haven't done any of those.
You walk on with a little suitcase and then it goes off its rails a little bit. You go, Madeline!
Yeah, yeah.
Kick the case. Like, throw it off stage. God, I keep giving him gold here.
You are. I'm using all this in my shows now.
Madeline!
What am I doing there? Yeah, and then we go to the other one.
Oh, okay. Are
Yeah.
there any other big topics that sort of like?
Not that I found. I mean,
Okay.
What about the
Well, no, because you
Higgs
look at people
boson
like-
particle? Like the
oh,
God
they
particle.
hate those.
They
Oh,
hate
that
it.
one. That's too much. Too much.
Too far.
The Hadron Collider? How's that work in Yeovil?
It's just in Yeovil.
Oh, we seen that Hadron Collider. It's really big and round. Okay. Here's our first act. He's very precise.
Long pause.
Long pause.
Happens whenever Ethan tries to spell.
Oi, shut up, you. My first one on the Comedy Store was really good. I got laughs and everything. It gave me a
then
false sense
didn't
of
you bomb
confidence.
the
Then I
next
bombed
one?
the second time. I was
Oh,
like,
really?
"Ooh."
Why didn't you? Oh, I would love to see you do comedy.
Well, I
You're
think
very
like
funny.
I'm really funny if I can interact with an audience. And I think that's why I'm probably going to become an MC and do your job. Not as good because I can't sing, but my bad singing will be fine. No, I think when I first went on stage to do it, the audience talked. The second time was all right. The third time is when I bombed. When I went, oh, you actually need material.
Yeah.
So, because oh, where's that shirt from? And if I go, I can just talk for an hour on that shirt, or someone will say something, and but you can't. I think as a stand-up, kind of do that. You've got to you've got to have material basically.
Yeah, because you can't just rely on your audience of crowd work.
Yeah.
But when I first started, I did that.
I was really good.
I did a huge amount of crowd work because it's this. I think you rely on your rely on your
feeds
wit.
you.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And it's that instant thing.
Whereas
know,
if you go, oh God, have you seen the Sahara storm, the dust? It will make some crap topical joke. I don't think I'd want to do that. I want to go up and go, hey, look at your head. How did that happen?
Yeah.
Oh, easy. Oh, he's ruined the show.
Oh, I just got my pencil on my pants. I'm gonna have to Febreze this. I have to
That's right.
finish
There's
it.
enough pecker marks on it. I'm sure it's
Oh
fine.
God! Oh, I live. Peckham or Pecker?
I was
Pecker marks.
Oh, I thought it was
Snail
pecker
trails.
Oh, that's horrendous.
Pecker marks.
Pecker marks. What's that? Just the
Bit
fried
of curry
chicken.
over here and some paper mache from a cardboard box. I fell asleep in the rain on a park bench, and oh, there's some semen. So yeah, this face. How long have you had this face? Your new Reuben Kaye face, and not the kind of I'm just Reuben without any makeup, kinda like in the old videos we've seen of you.
I didn't this face.
Oh yeah, I tell you, oi Carl here, Carl. I try to put Carl. All right, Carl here. All right.
Yeah, you get it.
I had this for about a year.
What lockjaw? See,
It's
instant.
very funny.
Yeah.
I've been doing this for about a year and a half. The face, really, maybe 2.
Feels like a fucking year and a half. We've got 10 minutes left on the show.
I
I'm only
know.
macking about. Big softy.
Can we not refer to you as your nickname there? That's what all the ladies.
No,
say.
Flaccid Bill is my nickname.
You're just a flaccid, boozy. I love that. Anyone who gets that reference?
Hey everyone, I'm Flaccid Bill. It's my stage name.
I find it so weird to think that you bombed at the Comedy Store.
No, I did the first one,
I
First
and,
one
the,
you did
and the,
okay.
the second one
I'm
was all right, and then
joking,
the
mate.
third one, I was just like, oh, no one's talking to me in the audience now. This is what happens to a comedian when you need to have jokes.
Yeah. Yeah, when you need material.
And then they gave me the light, because you get the light that goes beep, 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 and flashes if you're fucking it up, and they're like, get off the stage. They're not as impolite to go,
What,
get
they
off the
lynch you?
stage. If someone had shouted, get off the stage, that would have kind of reignited me, and I would have bang, been back into it. But yeah, I got the light.
So it was just a long silence.
This cold electrical rejection.
Yeah.
And I was like, I should go now, shouldn't I? No one answered. And I was like, okay.
Wow.
I'm leaving. You don't have to get your hands off me. So yeah, it was good. Weirdly though, you can't like do comedy at the comedy clubs here. You have to already be a big star.
Yeah.
But in America, they mix you in with seasoned comedians, which is good in the sense, because I think if you see someone not being
See,
funny,
I
it
think
can be
though,
as funny as or
I fucked
entertaining.
that up.
I've
don't
been
like
to
that bit.
places that
But
that
Open
have
mic.
no, I mean paid nights, but that have seasoned people, but also some really new people.
That's what it was. That's a bit of... So go on. I
I'm
am
sure.
listening to both of you. You are both
I
incredibly
just think the paradigm in this
fascinating.
country is strange in the sense that you have to be established, but you only get established if you do it above a
Well, that's the
pub.
but that's the catch-22 of every performer. To get a gig here in the cabaret scene, I was trying for years, and most recently a promoter.
Waitrose wasn't working.
Yeah, I was there. I was in Debenhams displaying fucking cookware. There was me with the Crusade sets.
4 years before the light went on, I went, oh.
And
maybe I should-
no, a producer. No, okay, so I've just lined my lips to give a shape to stop the lipstick bleeding, and now I'm going to paint over it with the lipstick. It's a red screen face. I'm going to put this on YouTube as my makeup tutorial.
Yeah, really much longer than anyone would ever want for a makeup tutorial.
It's in fucking hour and a half, isn't it?
Yeah.
Sorry, listeners. If you are wearing earbuds, we apologise. Although you're probably not listening to this. No one else will.
You will, Ethan, late at night when you're masturbating.
It's probably true.
No, there are no farm animals in this podcast.
What are you talking about? Have you seen my profile?
I've seen your back.
Looks
It's
like a
it's like it needs
Clydesdale.
sheep dipping. Knit a sweater out of that thing.
Goodness me, I can't wait to watch the podcast before this so I can hear all these jokes again. Right, and here's the big rule of makeup. Here's the big rule you can't forget.
Put it on
If-
your face. It goes on your face.
That's what I've been doing wrong. I'm putting it all over here. If you fuck something up, just cover it in glitter and no one's going to fucking know.
Alex, at this point, do you want to stop Reuben from wearing glitter because we're in an office that doesn't belong to us?
Yeah, it's
Always
fine.
being very
It
ginger.
does belong to me. It's cool.
I'm being very ginger.
Ginger. There we go.
There you go. It's so close to being
Do
done.
you have to put some sort of sealant on that,
Oh, that
Reuben?
looks
He's
beautiful.
applying
That looks amazing.
lipstick glitter.
What kind of glitter is
glitter.
that? I mean, I guess it's the really thin, it's the really fine dust, isn't it? Like,
Don't
You
tell her
know-
where you
Yeah?
got it from.
I'm not
She'll
telling
wreck her
anyone.
ass with glitter. She did it to mine.
yeah, I know.
You know what? A lot of showgirls use glitter that's meant to go on your lips, which is a cosmetic glitter that
Okay.
won't. that'll dissolve
Flake
in
off.
water. It'll
Oh,
dissolve in water, and
right.
it doesn't matter. I don't use that. I use nail glitter because
Oh,
it's
okay.
shinier
Yeah.
and it's
It's made of
slightly
ground
bigger.
unicorn horn.
And it's
It's
really
expensive.
I've got it in my teeth, and it doesn't leave. It doesn't leave. It doesn't leave
Yeah.
anywhere. But what it means is it will probably give me cancer. But then I'll have a really great.
You'll have a huge pendulous fucking tumour on your neck, but you'll work it into the show.
Well, I'll just paint it for another head and charge double as a ventriloquist act. I'll slice
It's
open.
amazing.
I'll slice open a mouth for it so it can.
Where did you first MC?
My first in the UK.
So you've come to this point in your career when you think, well, I can't ever be me when I do these musicals. It's a pain in the ass. So I'm going to figure out a way of being me. What was your first step?
I actually did my first one in Australia, but then I did one in Oxford. I was doing panto in Oxford. I was King Rat in Dick Whittington, and I had to say these
remember
great
that.
lines like, I had to be an Australian King Rat. I had to go things, "Don't be so cheesy, Dick." Or, but I would replace it sometimes, be very naughty and go against the direction and go, "Oh, you're so cheesy, Dick. Oh, you're so limp, Dick." And one of my lines, when the good fairy came to find where I'd kidnapped Dick Whittington, I'd say, "I know why you're here, you big fairy. You're sniffing for Dick." And the entire
he
audience
is.
would crack
Yeah.
up. Have you just? Oh, there, put it up. You
There's a
can see.
picture
Yeah.
of King Rat, everybody.
Oh, awesome. Sniffing for dick.
There's a picture of you, makeup free, looking like some preppy schoolboy from Yale, who's clearly homosexual, with another young boy. Actually, I'll just show it
Slowly,
to you.
just
What's the
show
picture?
me which
Try and
one.
explain. The one in the middle with you and him.
Oh no, that's horrible! Don't show that. Don't just edit that part out. That's terrible.
It's not in the show.
Good.
I'm looking at it on Google Image. If
It's
you Google image
terrible.
Reuben Kaye,
No, don't do that. You
you'll
fucking
see a
cunt.
series of pictures. One of which Reuben looking rather.
No, a friend of
No,
mine
this
writes.
one.
A friend of mine writes for the Guardian,
That's his
and
website
he
picture.
basically
Oh.
got me to go on. Do you know how the Guardian has that blind date thing?
Yeah.
And I went on a blind date with this very lovely guy called Max at
Really?
this restaurant, and the food
Oh,
wasn't
yeah.
very good, and the waiters were a bit stupid. And we had like a nice time. He's very smart. He's very cultured. But like there just wasn't really like a spark. Do you know what I mean?
Cut to later, they're spitting in each other's mouths in a toilet cubicle. King King's Cross going.
Yeah, done. That's exactly how it happened. But at the end, we had to like do a rating system.
Oh, wow. Yeah.
And one of the things was like, what's your first impression? What were you hoping for? And what was your first impression? And my answer, I said, what were you hoping for? I said, someone who's not an axe-wielding psychopath. And what was your first impression? I said, oh, thank God he's got all his limbs. And what he said was, what were you hoping for? Ryan Gosling. What was your first impression? Not Ryan Gosling.
Whoa.
What? I know. I was just like,
You know, that's weird.
It's
I
a
feel like I
cutting
read
remark.
this.
I was like, what does he
Is
mean?
this in the
Not
Sunday
Ryan
newspaper?
Gosling.
This is one of the Sunday supplements.
Yeah.
I feel like I've actually read this exact one.
I think you
We're
have.
reading it right now.
It was
it's
really
here.
cutting. It was really, and they edited
Those
all
are
of my
Ruben's legs, by the
gags. They edited all of my gags so that I actually sound like an absolute dolt. I was like, oh, for God's sake, that's upsetting.
Oh.
But you know what?
How many blind dates have you been on in your life? I think I've been on one.
I don't know, but I'm running out of guide dogs. And other unfunny jokes. All right, so that's makeup done.
Oh, brilliant.
Well
okay.
done.
There you go. Only took a bit.
Go close into the camera, Ruben. Let's see you. Ooh.
Ooh, yes.
Because you're worth it.
Because you're worth it.
If anyone has actually made it to this point in the podcast and is actually listening to it, which I doubt, I'm only macking about. Cool, you're all out there, aren't you? All three of you. Where can people see you? Be Reuben Kaye.
Well, I've got a website. It's reubenkay.com.
Oh, you don't do any babe station stuff on here. This is a family show.
What family? What family?
If you pay $5,
Oh, if you pay
very hairy.
whatever
chest.
you have. Well, yeah, I'm like a cub. I have a website, reubenkay.com, and it has all my dates. You can find me on Twitter at Reuben Kaye, on Instagram, the original Ruby Kaye, Facebook, Reuben Kaye. I'm all over social media. I'm an absolute social media whore. I practically give social media clown mouth.
What's your Twitter handle?
At Reuben Kaye.
Hashtag.
Hashtag
Oh
Butch.
no, at Reuben Kaye.
Hashtag Butch.
Yeah, REUBEN
Yeah.
K
It-
KAYE.
K-A-Y-E,
Reuben Kaye.
K-A-Y jelly. No, K-A-Y-E. But it's interesting, this makeup also, it brings out the character a bit more because the lips make you really have to like pout and put your lips out because otherwise you get glitter in your teeth. So part of the practicality actually means you
go
get
outside the lip
gayer.
line, babe. Even I know that, and I'm a straight.
Ooh.
Accentuate.
I don't think he was. I don't think he was looking for your input.
I have
The only input I need is in my.
that,
Shut
that,
up,
that
Ethan.
hurt. That cut me deep. There wasn't even any lip line. It was just a full color.
I know.
Why are you trying? Why do you hurt me? Why do you hurt me like
Oh
this?
yes, the hour and a half
Why do you hurt
beating I've taken
everyone?
off you two,
I know.
Crunchball and the ugly sister.
I'd love to be your Trunchbull.
Well,
Anyway, so this is the face of beauty
and failure.
and failure. Well, they didn't. Well, the camera's on you, so they can show failure.
We'll cut to me
No.
for that bit.
Look up you.
You
Look
go.
to you.
This is my face of beauty and,
And-
failure.
And now I can eat. Now I can eat a muffin.
Excellent. Well, thank you.
So yeah,
Are you
if
gonna
you
put
want to
clothes
find,
on or no? Just
Well, I can put clothes.
We don't have- no, we don't
It's not.
yeah.
It's not enough time.
not really.
just get out of here.
Just
Yeah, if you do want to find Reuben, you can find him at ReubenKaye.com. Or was it Ruby K? That's your original one, isn't it? He's eating a muffin if you're listening. Very sexy.
It's very yeah.
It's Reuben.
Why
I'm
am I
so-
even asking you? I've got a computer from it.
I'm so jammed up now with chocolate.
Jammed up with something.
I was trying to. Ethan, get out. No teeth. No teeth. No, you haven't trimmed your nails yet.
My sarlacc pit is crusty.
And you tend to perform in London, or do you
Um,
ever,
No,
do you
on
ever go
stage
outside
normally.
London?
He's normally on stage when he performs.
One second. I've got my mouth full. I'm trying to put away
Okay.
lash glue. One second. Let me get it all out of my fucking teeth. Oh my god, what are they made out of? Araldite?
They're 4 for a
I was
pound.
avoiding them.
Sounds like my dating profile. What was the question?
Oh, where do you tend to perform? Like in London or?
I
do you
perform
ever go
all
outside?
over.
All over, yeah.
I perform all over. I'm performing regionally with Evening of Burlesque. So if you're not in London but you are in the UK, I'm probably coming to a town near you.
And coming after the show.
And
as
coming
well.
after, I'm coming to Berlin this week. So if you are in Berlin, I'm performing all week. You can find details on my website.
Sorry. Just kidding.
You are wonderful.
Wow.
The way that you alienate the small audience you have is just a skill.
Don't think
Yeah,
any of my
no.
listeners will be German, unfortunately. Or maybe they
Well,
will because
yeah,
of
so
you.
My mother is German.
Hello, Mum.
Yeah.
Very proud.
She is actually.
No one loves him more than you, but I'm a close second.
So you can find me on my website. All
Yeah.
details.
All details,
I'll
yeah.
be back in Berlin and Stockholm for the burlesque festivals, which I'm emceeing.
Okay.
I'm in London on the 18th of April at the Café de Paris. I'm emceeing for the London Cabaret Society. Excuse me. The
Can I
wind.
come to one of these shows? Are you in London?
Yeah. Come. Both of you. You have to
Yeah.
come.
Yeah.
Both of you.
That would be amazing.
Yeah.
Okay.
Last time I was at Café de Paris, I got swung into the chandelier on a harness while singing Space Oddity.
I'm assuming that wasn't meant to happen.
It wasn't part of the act, no. But who knows? This time, who knows what will happen?
So yes, you can find him at ReubenKaye.com. That's your website. If you can't
Yep.
spell that, I'm not going to help you.
You can just search me. Just
He's
search
on
Reuben
He's on
Kaye.
Twitter on @ReubenKaye. You can find me on @Ethan McKinley UK on Twitter. You can find Alex at what's yours?
At Alex Consuelo.
See, you have to throw in some middle name that's going to confuse
What,
your audience.
Consuelo.
Consuelo.
Oh yeah, it's one of those classic.
I like
Middle
how
England names.
I like how British and kind of self-effacing you were. It's like Alex Consuelo. Like it was
Well, that's
so.
that's
It
my
sounds like a
that's my
Victorian
personal
disease.
Twitter.
What's your
actually,
professional
Taylor.
Twitter?
I don't actually have a professional one.
Well, maybe you should
that
fix that
one's-
as soon as
yeah,
possible.
I mean, that one's reserved. Actually, I don't think anyone can actually look at my tweets.
So why do
unless
you
they
have
know
it?
me.
Oh, unless they know you.
Yeah,
Oh, that's quite handy.
yeah.
Oh,
This is so
maybe
you know
maybe
me.
if I maybe
All
if I.
of my social, all my social media is restricted.
Oh, that's very smart.
There's too
See,
much
I'm so
naked
needy.
bodies in it.
I'm so
It doesn't
needy.
make sense for you.
I'm
No,
like,
I mean, you-
I
well-
need. I'm like.
You
all
have
of
no
them.
shame.
No,
she
none.
hides hers.
No, well, I have shame, but I just wear it so proudly on my face. This is actually my parents' shame that I'm wearing on my face because mine's on a timeshare. If it were on Ethan's face, it would just slide off the sallow cheekbones.
Well, it's gone crusty on this side.
Yeah.
It's like egg white. Just chips off if
Just-
you leave it for an hour.
Anyway, thank you so much, Ruben. It's
Thank
been
you,
It's been
Reuben.
such a pleasure. I want to come
it's been
back.
Amazing.
I want you
we
to come back.
To, yeah.
Be a regular guest. In fact,
Okay.
Maybe
we
we
should-
could like set up a sort of
A
different
lights
podcast.
and a show.
Ruben's Comedy Corner
I can do that.
or a 10-minute podcast where we have a subject and we talk about it. with
Yeah.
our wit.
With our
But
which
yeah.
is not just Cynthia Nixon in a bald cap.
But no, it was wonderful for you to find time in between two trips So
Oh,
yeah,
it was
come on and
absolute,
join us, so-
absolute pleasure. Oh, also,
Yeah.
I'm at the Savoy. I've
Oh,
got a
cool.
residency at the Savoy.
I'm in room 214.
From when?
I'm in room
on
214
Saturday.
on a Saturday, 3 p.m.
I'll be
Come in.
facing down on the bed. Just let yourself in, then let yourself in.
Just follow the queue of sailors. It's Fleet Week, so why not? No, I've got a residency there for Fantastic London Presents the Savoy Cabaret, which is an amazing lineup.
Am I to believe they've spelled fantastique in a different way to fantastic?
Yeah.
Wow. Please
It's got a
continue.
When is that?
QUE.
Is that?
June.
Oh,
I think
June.
it's
Okay, so
first
June,
of
yeah.
first. It's the first Sunday in June,
Oh, brilliant. Okay.
and then every month from then on, the first Sunday.
Nice.
So that's one, and it's in the Beaufort Bar, which is, I mean, just the most beautiful room.
Yeah.
It's the most disused room in the hotel, actually.
It kind of, I think it might be because it's the newest to be renovated as well. It's so stunning. It's where like
After what happened at the last show.
they never did clean the walls. Pardon me, excuse me, I've got terrible wind.
It's okay. I've got terrible lack of talent.
And Ethan, you can't keep.
Someone's got to
flogging-
say it.
You can't keep flogging that dead, untalented horse.
Yeah, I guess
Sarah
when you
Jessica
laugh.
Even his
Barker.
untalented call for help joke went down badly.
All right.
This has been
Great.
a huge amount of fun, but I must go
Yes.
to find talented people who I actually like.
On Grindr.
On Grindr, Tinder, or Rolf Harris's
Do you ever use
new
Snapchat
version.
on a bus?
No, I don't use Snapchat. I've got class.
So yeah, thanks for listening, everyone. Reuben Kaye. Go to ReubenKaye.com. You can find all his dates. Even on, well, you probably find him on Grindr as a date as well, to be fair. You know, Helen Keller's going to be here for the next episode.
Oh,
I'm
that's
Ethan
funny.
McKinley. Ethan McKinley UK on Twitter. Find me and tell me how shit the show is, basically.
Brilliant.
But yeah, bye.
Good night.
Bye.
Traveling in a fried out combi on a hippie trail, head full of zombies. I met a strange lady. She made me nervous. She took me in and gave me breakfast. And she said, "Do you come from a land down under, where women glow and men plunder? Can you hear that thunder? Oh, you better run, you better take cover. Buying bread from a man in Brussels. He was 6'4", full of muscle. I said, "Do you speak my language?" Oh, he just smiled, gave me a Vegemite sandwich, and he said, "Do you come from a land down under? Sing along! Well, women glow and men thunder. Can you hear that thunder? Oh, you better run, you better take cover. One more time, you better run, you better take cover." Third verse, just me, it's more meaningful. Lying in a den in Bombay, with a slack jaw, not much to say. I said to the man, "Are you trying to tempt me? 'Cause I come from a land of plenty." And he said, "Do you come from a land down under, where women glow and men, they jump down? Can you hear that thunder? Oh, you better run, you better take cover. Oh, you better run,
You better run. You better take